We're back. We're hunting. We've got Austin.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't have the death counter. It's not an actual death counter. It's called death counter in soundboard. But I just use it for its counting abilities. And also for the fact that I can make it say, nope! Is there a goal today? Or we'll just knock out 50 today. Or we can get the 666. I feel like that'd be fine. Oh, you know what? I'm wearing... These glasses are too normal. Much better.
Put the time into getting them, might as well wear them.
Christian! Christian! Leave Manatee alone, buddy. Hey, remember you guys can't play in here. Can you hear them?
Barely. Stream can hear him easier than I can.
Nice job. Nice job, Christian. You locked yourself in the room. You locked both of you guys in here. Is a very clumsy dog.
Let's see, is this the right entrance? I found it. Here's Apex's entrance. Is that CEO 2018? And look after this run.
Let's welcome to.
You can't hear the music.
Okay, cool. You know, you locked yourself in here, you know that? Manatee's fine with it, but you seem a little nervous. On the next reset, I'll show it to chat.
Huh.
Nope.
I'm using a wired control this time. Oh, what? You're whining because you locked yourself in here? Oops. Pause the music. Full screen that full screen.
Welcome
there we go.
to the ring.
Let me go ahead and switch to fan art. There we go.
Syndicates. Apex.
You still can hear some of the music in the background a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, comes on, he drinks the water bottle.
And everyone at top 8 gets to do an intro. You can just walk in, or you can do this.
Takes another swig. Puts the cap on. Throws it away. He's littering. He's a bad dude. Oh, and he spits it in the air.
Yeah. It looks so sick.
That does look really sick.
Yeah. He plays Rash, by the way.
Yeah.
For context, he plays Rash.
Yeah, that's what the thrusting. He's fronting on his opponent.
Did you see that stare down?
I saw that stare down. It wasn't just a stare down.
Yeah,
there was some words.
there's esports, and then there's this for fighting games.
I love the FGC. Anyway, back to selecting characters in Smash Bros. Before I do that, I need to make sure the door's open so the dogs can leave if they need to. Can you stand up? Can you stand up, big head? Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Come on over. Come on here. Come on here. Let me move this. Yeah, hop up. Hop up. There he is. Oh, big head. You just using me to stretch. This is Christian. This is my roommate's dog. Oh. He's got a big head, a big heart, a lot of energy, and is very strong and very clumsy.
What if I said the menu screen always had the starters and its mental effect?
So much dog. Okay. We're getting back into it. Why is your chat saying "Don't mess with me, Austin"?
Well, it was showing the starters on the screen. I don't know why either. But I said, what if the starters were always on the menu screen? And it's like Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I gotta change the scene. Thank you for reminding me, chat. Hopefully the dogs will keep calm. Sometimes they do not. We're gonna get 66 total tonight, ending on 666. Change it back. Give me Big Tom. Oh yeah, my new computer as well. I'm almost done putting it together. I just got to install Windows and wait for the graphics card to show up.
Nice.
I somehow managed to get a 4080 Super.
Good stuff. It's affordable, so.
I don't know if it's just like the model or whatever, but it was like a $100 markup from the one that you could buy from Nvidia.
Mm. Oh.
Which version of Windows?
That's kind of usually how it goes.
Which version of Windows? I'm just gonna stick with 10 for now. If it forces me to upgrade, I will.
Yeah, 11's for the most part fine. You gotta change a lot of the stupid design choices back.
Yeah.
I'm still annoyed about some things.
CPU, Ryzen, like 7940 or something like that. Let me see. Let me check the... Yeah, Ryzen 9 7950 X3D.
Nope.
I'm trying to figure out how to how I should rearrange all my my hard drives and whatnot as well, because I've got 8 terabytes in HDDs in between my gaming computer and my normal computer. I don't know if I'm even gonna use those anymore. If I do, it'd probably just be for storage or for I was planning on using it, making a network drive, so maybe I'll just use all that storage for that.
Yeah, that might be a good way to go.
They're all on the same network anyway.
The only real thing I love about 7 is like the tabs in Windows Explorer. But that's about it, and everything else is like, it's so buggy. Just using File Explorer shouldn't be as buggy as it is.
Turn those into a media drive or something. Yeah, I mean, like the way what I was planning on doing is just like, if I have like media that I'm ready to store like in external hard drives, I could just put it there. Or if like because the biggest thing mainly is that one moment. Oops. Oh shit.
Luigi.
Okay. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. It was about the computers.
The drives.
Oh, so like if I want to use so pretty much everything's kind of like being like moved down. I've got the new gaming computer. My old gaming computer is becoming my new streaming computer. My old streaming computer is going out into the loft to be like the couch setup streaming computer. It'll be pretty much used specifically for streaming or recording. So like nothing else aside from like OBS and like a few other programs are going to be installed on there. And you know, I may use that as like the base for the network drive as well. So like if I stream something on there and I put it on the network drive, I could just access it immediately from like wherever.
Right. That would be very convenient. I would definitely go with that. I guess I got a new debit card.
You got a new debit card?
I guess so.
You just get it in the mail or something? Did your old one expire?
Yeah, just the old one does not expire for another several months.
Did they detect fraud on the old one? Does this new one have a new expiration date on it?
It has a new expiration date.
Weird.
They send like not invoices, but they send statements. But I'm used to the statements just being statements, which are all digital anyway, so I don't keep them. But there's probably something about this in there. So whoops.
Is it different from your old card in any way?
Yeah, different. It's not MasterCard anymore.
Interesting. Maybe that's why
the font is terrible.
Maybe that's why they had to switch it over.
Yeah, this font sucks. You have to talk to someone about this.
Give me a credit card with Comic Sans.
It has a tap. Both of them had chip, but this one has the tap thingy.
I saw her face. Now I am a believer. Not a trace.
What are the numbers?
What? Why does Tom keep switching between the first two Pokeballs? I want to make sure this thing is in the luxury ball, so if it doesn't catch in the first time, switching the Pokeballs in the second one makes it so the Pokeball doesn't get used up. It is Pokemon Coliseum's infinite Pokeball trick. Attention, all Danganronpa gamers. Junko Enoshima is spreading despair. You need to help Makoto Naegi. And all he needs is your credit card number, the expiration date, and the 3 numbers in the back.
I loved I've told it before when is it? From VGBC Gimmer. Back when we first got the first DLC for Smash Wii U, and he was streaming it. And when Mewtwo came out, the minute Mewtwo came out, he goes to the Wii U eShop to buy Mewtwo, and he's excited. Everyone's excited. And as it asks for a credit card, he starts reading numbers out loud. And then after he does it, he just sits there silently for a minute, looking around.
Oh no. You can't be doing that.
And then he goes, "I got you all."
Oh man. I wasn't sure if that was real or not.
Nope,
that's
it
funny.
Wasn't, but
that's super funny.
But he had everyone in suspense for a minute. It was so good.
The RAM I got for this computer is from a company I never heard of before.
Nope.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
Apparently it works though. It's my first time using liquid cooling. I hooked.
If it's AIO, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it is AIO. Yes.
Yep.
So just to make sure, the liquid is already in the cooler, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That was my biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the big thing of AIO is you don't have to worry about the liquid at all. It is just, you were just mounting the radiator and the heatsink, that's all. The only thing that's important is the direction of the pipes, so that the water doesn't stay stagnant.
No, I don't think that's gonna be an issue, and also like making sure that the cooling element is above the heat sink.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was looking at a video online, it's like, yeah, if you put it lower, then at best your cooling element's gonna have like a horrible gurgling noise, and at worst it's gonna spill water everywhere.
Yes. Yep.
Make sure you rotate your computer 360 degrees while it's on.
Every time I've like advised when Pop got this unnecessarily expensive computer, and I mean, it was it's a suggestion which way to mount it, and at least they what is it? The person he had build it at a Best Buy didn't do it how I told him to do it, and again, that's not a huge deal though. But I don't know. At what was it? Our friend Jay, Pop's girlfriend, when she had her PC made, and she had a friend build it for her, did great, but when we got to it, I noticed there was some issue with it, and the one thing I remember seeing was the fans were backwards on it.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want that. It's all about how you want the airflow to go through.
Sometimes I just wish I was like there to do it.
Yeah, because not only are like the fans on that cooling system like cooling down the liquid, but it's also providing like more of like a current through the PC.
Nope.
Yeah. You have to refill the liquid. In an AIO, you never like touch the liquid. If it doesn't even if you can't even see the pipes, you're never even going to see the liquid in an AIO. It's only if you do like custom loops where you have to actually worry about the liquid.
I was looking at people putting together liquid cooling setups, and like how they had to get the not only get the liquid in there, but get it in there airtight.
Yep.
God.
Yeah, but AIO takes all that stress away.
And like the liquid as well isn't like, it's not conductive, so it's not gonna ruin the machinery if it spills, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Yep.
But like I don't know if this is just like an example the guy was using or if it was him. Oh no, it was a guy like going through installing. There was like I was watching a YouTuber who was talking about like installing, the model of AIO cooling I have. And he's just like, we've come a long way since my early videos. And he's showing a preview of like his old video where he's putting the liquid in there, and he's got a paper towel over the top of the GPU while he's filling it up. Oh man.
You know, that's why I was hesitant at first too, because if you've been building PC for 10 years, you remember it was like that. But AIOs are not like that, at least.
I wonder if shipping is an issue with AIO like that.
I don't know.
Like if the change in pressure can cause like pressure and temperature can cause it to like freeze or contort weirdly or like have issues. I got two 2TB M2 drives, but I'm probably only going to use one of them in the gaming computer and then use the other one in a different computer.
Yeah, AIO is basically more of just a radiator in itself. That's really how to think about it. However, I've never lived in a house with a radiator, so I don't know what radiator management is like.
I'm not sure if it's airtight in a radiator.
No, I don't think so. I have seen...
Which is why occasionally you get those radiators where it's like they didn't winterize the pipes properly, and when it kicks on, it's like you hear the pipes rattling.
Yeah.
I was surprised at the size of the case of this, because it's the height is like a half case, but it's like twice as wide.
That kind of form is tempting.
Having more airflow is pretty nice. And so also like all the cables aren't like pinned up against the inside of it. What's the matter, Bug? You want your beef rib?
Oh, sorry, Chad. I forgot to mute on that one.
I don't think they heard you.
Okay. I love the case I had gotten. It was just, I still wanted a CD drive, so I still have a CD drive.
Same here.
So that took a little bit to find one that still had a bay for it. But then when I set it all up, I had too many hard drives, so I didn't have the port for it or the cable available right away.
I think if I were to move past like the CD drive, I get like a USB one or something like that.
Right, I tried that, and you have to not go cheap on it. Like, because there'll be like laptop form factor CD drives attached to a USB cable. It kind of breaks easily. It was annoying. When I got that, yeah, I know Jesse did that for a while.
What, the USB CD drive?
Yeah, USB CD drive. I was tempted to get, you would have to pay more for it, but you can get the model CD drive, DVD drive they use in a Wii. And then you could just, like, put Wii games in your PC.
Interesting.
But that's not easy to come by at all anymore now. And I had recommended, like, I was, I'm doing a Final Fantasy VII playthrough on Go to Bedcast right now. And the first thing I was doing was playing the CD through the CD drive, because you can do that with PS1 and PS2 emulators.
Yep.
If you throw the disc in, it will just play. In DuckStation, though, DuckStation's not optimized with that, so the FMVs were a little laggy. But otherwise, they work. I didn't try PCSX.
A while ago, I played Monster Rancher on emulator, and it had, you know, Monster Rancher's got like the CD switching mechanic for like getting different monsters.
Yeah.
It worked on PC, which was really surprising.
As in the PC port?
Yeah. No, like
Wow.
so it's not like the port. It was on emulator, and then I could.
Okay.
But I was able to use the CD drive to have it read CDs.
That's still awesome. Yeah. I was having the problem with my PS2 because I've been setting it up specifically for the Persona video or Persona 3. Because I would like to re-record everything because PS2 like on real hardware actually looks better. As long as you're not like enhancing the resolution, if you just have the native signal, it looks better than emulator. But the PS2 is. The PS2i doesn't necessarily go bad, as I learned. That kind of feels like a known trend. It's not the eye going bad, it needs to be recalibrated.
Speaking of, I've got to call up the repair shop that I sent my GameCube to a month and a half ago to have the disc reader fixed, because they still have not gotten back to me on that.
Yeah, so I need to, or I bought a extra PS2i thinking that was the issue, because I read a lot about that. A lot of people talking about how, you know, if there's something that'll go on the PS2, it's going to be the eye. And then after I try to do that and I look into it further, it turns out the PS2 eyes don't go bad. They just need to be recalibrated over time. The eye is perfectly fine.
So now you got a spare eye in case something does happen to it, but it probably won't.
No, the one I bought doesn't work.
Oh.
So
well then.
So I had to reinstall the old one, kind of an annoying setup, but not the worst I've ever done. Reinstall the old eye, and then I had it like calibrated, so it was reading some games faster than I've ever seen a PS2 like read. But then some other games wouldn't load at all for like, it would take like 5 minutes to boot them up. Which if a PS2 is taking like 5 minutes to boot, that's when it needs recalibrated. And so it's either just leave it on or reboot. And wait 5 minutes.
Nope.
I hope to God it works.
Yeah. That's why I got that PS2 used on eBay for $40 because, quote unquote, not working, but it was just the eye. That in the front, the plate for the CD drive cover is missing.
That comes off very easily, as I learned when I was 10, and well, again, going back to Monster Rancher, we're playing Monster Rancher, and the CD drive got stuck, so we're trying to get it open, and we took the front cover off instead.
Did it snap off?
Like,
is in plastic breaking, or is it intentionally go back on?
I don't think it broke. Because I remember, I feel like it went back on pretty easily, but I found out recently that you can turn the PlayStation logo on the CD drive to match if you're standing it upright. I didn't know that for the longest time.
Oh yeah, yep. Since PS2,
just like a little quarter turn.
And PS3 does it too.
I think I have the stand, the stand for the PS2 as well.
I don't do it. I got some, there was some game I was looking at recently in my collection that has rings on the back of the disc. That they don't just come from a console being vertical, but like if it's like...
If it's like knocked while it's upright. Yeah. That was the biggest thing when I was working at GameStop, was just how many people tried to like... Because if those kind of games came in, we couldn't take them in at like full price, at like at the full selling price. So the amount of people that got angry at us where they're just like, well, the game still works. It's like, yeah, but it's our policy to not take them in like this. Right. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just the middleman. It's either you get angry and you're a customer who probably never comes back, or I make corporate angry who fires me. that's the one thing I learned about about like being a retail worker was that as a retail worker, you're the go-between you're the go-between of the customer and corporate's really dumb decisions.
Yep.
Nope.
And if you think you'll be able to make things better if they promote you, guess what? You're never getting promoted because they don't want people like you higher up.
Mm-hmm. Pop got really fucked over working at Best Buy.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine. My brother worked at Best Buy. They push you for because what is it like? Their TV prices and whatnot are lower, but their like accessory prices are a lot higher. So they want they're pushing you to sell like add-ons for like, oh, get this gold-plated HDMI cable, get this this get this this $50 or this $2 HDMI cable that we're selling for $50. Essentially, is what Best Buy is.
There's a forced quota on credit card signups or whatever.
Oh, we almost had that at GameStop, but it just didn't nobody was signing up for them, so we just got rid of them.
Right. Yeah, that's miserable to have a quota of shit like that.
We had quotas for that. We had quotas for
pre-orders, right?
Pre-orders, Power Up Pro memberships, and the what are they called? The protection plans on games. Which, my God, it's like the amount of times I saw new employees try to sell the protection plan on a DS game. It's it's not gonna, listen, we only cover certain amounts of damage, and the kind of damage that a DS game is going to take, we do not cover. But we still offer the protection plan for DS games. And oh my God! At the end of my tenure at GameStop, towards the end of it anyway, around the time when I realized I don't want to do this anymore, and I was making enough money off of streaming and whatnot to justify it, we had a quota to sell cell phone plans at GameStop. Because around 2013, 2014, GameStop started carrying Cricket Wireless because we sold pre-owned Apple products there, like iPhones and whatnot.
I remember the taking phones in. Yeah, I remember that.
Which I don't think GameStop does anymore. I've been to GameStop. They just don't, I just don't see them available anymore.
That's funny. I had no idea it was because it was tied to a plan like that.
Does Cricket still exist? Yes. GameStop does not carry it, but it does still exist. It's one of those so-called affordable cell phone plans that just has zero coverage.
Yeah, Pop got to a higher management status, and then in some way they let him go, as they were paying him too much. Can't afford to pay him that much.
Ah, okay, I see. So basically, we're legally required to pay you this much, but we can't, so we're gonna let you go instead.
Yeah.
Well,
let's be real.
Let's be real. It's not that they couldn't pay him. It's just that that his salary was cutting into their profit margins more than they were hoping for. And even then, that's a very slim figure.
And it was I mean, he would have happily worked at the bottom rung again, but they're not going to let him do that.
Yeah.
You can't, they won't hire you if you're overqualified. Apply where you can because they will not hire you if you're overqualified.
What are the chances of finding a shiny in this game? 1 in 8,192. Worked at GameStop from 2019 to 2021. We had those quotas, as well as buy online quotas. Ooh, we didn't have those. My store is basically a closet, so we barely ever made our quotas to allow us for more people to get per shift. So as a key holder on my own, I had to juggle who all was in store, the online stuff, which was timed, by the way, memberships, protection plans, deliveries, price changes, you name it, shit sucked. Yeah, I remember those days.
Prior to COVID, whenever I was at GameStop, I would just, because I was, cognizant of the quotas and also could afford it, I would just pre-order something.
The store
Not
I
anymore.
worked at was like the halfway point between like 2 other stores that got significantly more traffic than us. So it was basically just like a means of convenience. The town it was in was a retirement village, essentially. It's where like all the rich people had bought summer homes that were only occupied for like 3 months out of the year. And where all the poor people, or not poor people, old people would go to retire. So like nobody locally was coming to GameStop.
Right.
And it was people from like just outside that reach. And then like a few years after I quit that job, I guess like upper management was like, hey, so you've got these 2 stores on either side of you that get a lot more work than us. That get a lot more income and customers and traffic and whatnot than you do. We're just gonna shut you down.
Right. We had for some reason, growing up, there was like an EB Games that was like a minute drive away from the GameStop.
Oh man, so I had something similar to that too. At the mall that I would frequent, there were 3 different game stores. There was software, etc. There was Electronics Boutique, later shortened to EB, and there was GameStop. Well, the EB bought software, etc. So there were there were 2 EBs in that mall. Then GameStop bought EB, so there were 3 GameStops in that mall. Then later, and then
7-Elevens.
But that's not even the best part. There was also a Funko Land not a quarter of a mile from that mall that turned into EB and then turned into GameStop. So in that like quarter mile square where the what is it? Yeah, that quarter mile square where like the mall was, there were 4 GameStops.
God.
I remember Funko Land too.
I remember buying games at Sears.
I never went to Sears to buy games. It was always like Funko Land, or like we had a local video shop that would get new game releases we'd buy from. Or we go to the toy store because they were selling video games. I don't think it wasn't Toys R Us. I think it was called Toy Works.
At KB Toys.
You know, I think it was Toy Works, and then it got bought out by KB Toys.
Yeah, it was either Walmart or Sears, and then Sears stopped selling games.
Lucy in the chat said, "Choose your GameStop." Just makes me think of like a fighting game announcer. Choose your GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop versus EB3. What the frick? Did I lose audio for a second?
I don't know.
The music. Did anyone else hear the music pause? Song white. Okay, just making sure that was. If that was just me, I'd be concerned.
Nope.
Oh yeah, Sears had them like very close to like 2000, if not like late 90s.
There were those department stores as well, where it's like the game was like behind. I mean, like they have it now, like where the games are behind like glass. You got to get somebody to open it for you. But it used to be the glass had like holes in it, so you'd be able to reach in, like look, turn around, and like read the back of it if you wanted to. Just so your arm could fit through there, but the game couldn't. Sure, they got rid of it because people were just taking the games off of the hooks and throwing them onto the floor of the cabinet. I could say the NFL tonight as well. I never had a Babbage's. Were there any Babbage's near you? That must have been like a Southwestern thing.
That's the first I've ever heard the name.
Bingo!
Super X762, thank you for the 33 months tier 2. I probably missed a ton of alerts. Just know that I appreciate them nonetheless. The first time I ever heard of Babbage's was during Homestar Runner. Like in a Homestar Runner thing, because it was like Strongman was doing like a musical number during one of the Teen Girl Squad episodes. He's like, that driver's ed girl took me to Babbage's. He's just saying, he goes, what? They don't got no turbo graphics games? It's been years since I heard the name Homestar Runner. I don't know if they still do any updates, because they used to do one every Halloween for people that would dress up in Homestar Runner costumes. Or like they basically, their entire thing became like, April Fool's specials and Halloween specials. Like that basically just became the Homestar Runner brand.
Nope.
They did a Halloween this year. I'll have to look. I haven't seen the Halloween one. Corn is no place for the mighty warrior. Yes, I think Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People got delisted. So I don't think there's anywhere you can legally play it now. Unless they made a physical copy for the Wii, but I don't think they did.
Hmm.
This game you can capture opponents' Pokemon. You never played Coliseum before. This game centers around the concept of shadow Pokemon. Pokemon that have had their hearts closed in order to make them stronger, but will also attack people. Stronger, by the way, is very loose. But the main move they have is an 80 power typeless move that does a little bit of recoil. The only Pokemon you can take from other trainers are Shadow Pokemon, unless you mod the game in order to steal Pokemon from wherever you want.
Yep, so you get a cool-looking protagonist and the
ability to steal Pokemon.
Yep, a justification for stealing Pokemon.
And a failed clone of Misty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coliseum's so sick.
Does anybody have that emote from, I forgot his name, like Jabroni Mike, I think his name is? It's a picture. It's the emote is Rui, but like Rui's face, like when she's looking at Shadow Pokemon, but spherized. And apparently in that stream he called her Moisty because she's a failed clone of Misty. Miss 2. Oh, there is a physical copy of Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People. If there was anybody to ask, it'd be Stephen George.
Nice.
Tom, your glasses are tinted. How are you meant to know when you got a shiny? Well, here's the thing. Because everything is blue, nothing is. That makes sense. Golduck looks high AF.
Let that sink in.
Does kind of. Let that sink in. What's going on, Gary? Also, Clucker's thank you for the raid. Let's get them countermeasures going. Oh shoot, the Quagsire woke up. What have you done? You can get Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People on Steam. I'm pretty sure it's delisted. I think I have it on Steam.
Bingo!
All right. Luxury ball. Get in the lap of luxury, Quagsire. That Golduck woke up really fast, too. T-Dog Gaming Live, they give 13 months tier 1. I was watching Gary, Zizix underscore, they were playing Persona 3 Reload, and I was just sitting in chat. Or I was actively participating in chat, and then suddenly, just all of the puns about stuff that rhymes with my name came out. And let's be real, I was also getting into the spirit of it as well. It was unexpected, but it was very funny.
Was it Kutsuki on screen?
Tom leaving chat, Tom walks, there we go. Kutsuki?
The character in game.
Oh, I don't know any of the characters from Persona 3.
That's fair. You could have cosplayed a Kutsuki back in college.
When I had the long hair!
Think about it.
Do I have a picture? I must have that picture somewhere. My old driver's license photo, which honestly needs some touching up. You've definitely seen it, Austin.
Nope.
Yeah.
If I can find it, I'm sending it to the computer so that way y'all can see it, because it is a treat, to say the least. There's a bunch of like really old photos strewn throughout here, because when I was over at Stephen and Mal's place, we just started airdropping each other different pictures, and I got stuff from like 2018 on my phone. Like the oldest picture I have on my phone isn't of me, or anything that I have. I found it. It default wanted me to send it to you. After this, there we go. Tom warming up. Tom socks. Tom becomes a bird. Tom hawks. Tom investing in the bank. Tom stocks. Tom got some Legos. Tom blocks. There's a little dirt on it, which makes it look like I've got a giant mole on my lip, but this is it's a picture of me when I was 18 years old. A bunch of you on stream have probably seen it. Oh shoot, I think it gave away where somebody lives. Tom Docks.
Duck.
There's on about saying a Tom only Pokemon run that kills him if he dies. Tom locks.
Damn it.
There we go. Here they come. I will read out your joke if you donate the bits for them. Yeah. I would appreciate it. Yo, the hustle!
Pelican Mouth? Yes, a place for a baby. Put baby in Pelican Mouth.
SuperX762 with 1,000 bits saying, hey Tom, meant to put a message when I resubbed, which is weird. Wanted to say I'm starting the subscription after being gone for so long. Happy to support my favorite streamer again. Thank you so much, and I'm glad you're in a position where you're able to do so.
Nope.
Del Conager, on the other hand, is not. Have you been to one of these streams before, Austin?
Yeah.
So you know that I use the
nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready to see 18-year-old Tom? There he is.
Bingo!
There's a lot to take in on this. Do you remember what Jesse did to this picture one time?
No. Not to this one.
Not this one, you say.
Not this one, yeah.
That was me when I was 18. Our friend Jesse. Oh. Darkest timeline! Our friend Jesse, this might require a trigger warning, honestly. My internet cannot keep up with this right now. He took that photo of me that looks like a mugshot.
Right.
And he made a fake news article about how I performed a school shooting. He didn't post it anywhere, but I was just like, hey, could you not spread that around?
Oh, that's so generous of him to actually listen.
Yeah, he did not spread that around. That was just between us.
That's up to him. When Lyle told him not to use Lyle's photo before Lyle showed his face.
Oh, yeah.
And Jesse's just used his face anyway.
Did he Photoshop it to make the eyes big?
I mean, he did that one.
Was that the same face?
I think, yeah. I think he put him in a salmon suit.
Oh, the Kratos salmon suit, yeah.
Yeah, and he would, I forget where he used that. I feel like it was on Newgrounds, but it might have just been the Skype profile icon.
Yeah, he used that for a while. Well, I gave him the,
and Lyle told him not to.
I gave him the Tom face one, where it was, Kratos. It was Kratos in the salmon suit, but, like, as the Tom face.
Yeah.
No, but like, Jesse had that one, yeah, the reason Lyle's profile picture is that cartoon version of himself with the giant eyes is because Jesse photoshopped him with those giant eyes in a video once. And, like, this had to have been, like, 10 years ago at least. It was probably when he...
like 13, 14 years ago,
yeah,
actually.
It must have been, like, when he did the, I'm pretty sure it was around the time when he did the edit where, he, like, I wouldn't say, like, he changed, like, Lyle's speech to, like, be in tune with, like, this chiptune music. Did you use to color your hair? Nope. The DMV did not have very good lighting.
Nope.
Also, my hair practically changes color depending on how light it is, how much light it's getting. I was like toe-headed blonde when I was a kid. Like Twin Rova! What music is this? This is Time to Fight from Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. I've just been letting my playlist, my recommendeds autoplay when it reaches the end of the song.
I'm so excited to start, like, getting through a backlog of games. After I can, like, when I can begin to fucking sleep and have daytime.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially because I don't think there's that many huge releases after 7 Rebirth. I think things will calm down for a while.
Because we're kind of at the point At least where Nintendo's concerned, we're kind of at the point where we're reaching like the end of the Switch generation. Because I think the only big release we have left is the DLC for Splatoon 3.
Yeah, and even then, that's like a roguelike mode.
Yep.
Like there's still story to it, but
honestly, the stream idea seems like such a good idea for chill streams. Oh yeah, it's great. I could just talk to chat. I could just did I say Switch 3?
Yeah, like Windows 10.
There you go. There is no 9.
Peach 100%. Yeah, we don't know about when the remake's coming out.
Princess Peach game. Oh, Cowboy Peach, my beloved.
Yeah, there's some sick designs for that game.
Mm-hmm. The ninja outfit's really good. I love the patissier outfit is really cute.
Yeah, the Kung Fu one's great. Is that a $70 game?
The Princess Peach one?
Yeah, just thinking about that now.
I don't know. I don't know if they've made a price, posted an official price for it yet.
No, it's 60. Thank God.
I can't believe we're saying thank God it's 60.
Yeah, for real. Was there another Nintendo game that was 70 after Tears of the Kingdom? I feel like there was.
Unless it was like a bundle with something else with like DLC involved, I can't remember.
What was Wonder? Wonder was 60?
Wonder was 60.
Man. The only other game that could have gotten away with that is Xenoblade 3, because that is $70 worth of content as well.
Easily $70 worth of content. God.
So we got that just in time. There's some games I question it. Persona 3, I would kind of give it a buy, because it's a full from-scratch remake anyway.
That's $70?
The Persona 3 Reload, yeah, that's $70.
Oh.
And they
I should have taken that care package that a company was gonna send me then. I didn't respond to the email in time.
Nope.
I got what is it?
Free with Game Pass.
They gave me a code. It's on Game Pass, but I still have to. And I was gonna let the PS5 version go because it's probably just gonna look the same. But it's still on PS4. I don't think it's on Xbox One, but it is on PS4. But I got a PS4 version for $60 at least. That's a convenient sale. And PS4 games, most of the time, you gotta look it up, but usually PS5 game that's on PS4 is cross-buy. If you put the PS4 disc in the PS5, it'll work. It'll give you the PS5 version. Not all the time, but sometimes. Tekken 8 was debatable. The story mode in Tekken 8 was incredible. That was an incredible story mode, especially for a fighting game story mode. It was so sick. But $80 for a fighting game? $70 for a fighting game? It was a 3-hour story mode.
Wait, which game was this? It was
Tekken 8.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, one that just came out. Story mode's incredible. It's only 3 hours long.
I do like how much love Kuma has been getting.
Yeah.
Because Kuma is such a great character.
They gave him Mishima moves, and his popularity is a lot higher. And also, just with UE5, the bears look better.
They never brought back the boxing kangaroo, did they?
Nah. Not since Tag 2.
It wasn't Tag 2. Okay, the last I remember him was from like Tekken 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Roger's in Tag 2. I'm pretty sure everyone is in Tag 2.
And there wasn't the alternate costume for Roger a dinosaur?
There's a Gon, the tiny dinosaur.
No, it's a
oh,
boxing.
Alex.
Alex, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that's in Tag. Yeah, he's in Tag 2 as well.
I remember the only thing I remember really about like playing Tekken was, you know, when you're a kid, you find out that someone has a one-hit KO move, you're gonna try and use it. So when I found out that Roger just had like what was it, back and X, would just do like a charge up punch that would one-hit KO everybody, but it took like a solid second to charge up.
Nope.
I would just keep spamming that. Horn drill, my beloved. Horn drill is also the beloved of many a speedrunner. That and Fissure. Can Nidoking learn both? Fissure and Horn drill? I punched someone 100 times, you can just punch. Just one punch. Stadium rental.
Paul Phoenix logic.
Horn drill is 100% the reason Matt has gotten through some gyms in Pokemon Stadium rental randomizer. Wow. Super Bowl's tied. I did, my family
We know.
What?
We know. We know already.
Oh, yeah, we know what's gonna happen. My family does, like, prop bets every year for the Super Bowl. But it's just, like, it has nothing to do with, like, the score or, like, how well the players are known. It's stuff like, how long is Reba McEntire's version of the national anthem gonna be? Over this amount of time or under this amount of time? And basically, like, whoever guesses the most things correct gets, like, 3 sleeves of homemade cookies. We used to do a fantasy football league, my family, and like, I don't know enough about football to do that, so I just went all in on like Patriots players, and this is when like the Patriots were at their peak. I only lost one game that season, and it was when the Patriots had a bye. There was, and then when I was in high school, a bunch of people in my class did, very illegal, very expel-worthy, March Madness bets on like who had the most points for a bracket, and I had like a really low-ranked team going to the Final Four, and I won because of that. I dropped in $5. There were like, God, how many people were there? Had to have been, there must have been like 40 people in there because I walked away with like $200.
God damn.
And then that wallet ended up getting stolen out of my gym bag.
Nah.
Lapras with Fissure, Horn Drill, Sheer Cold, and Parasong. When was Sheer Cold introduced? Was that Gen 3?
My guess would be Gen 3.
For like the first few like generations of Pokemon, it was very clear which type got love. Did Austin Stereo 200? No, I didn't know him at the time.
Nope, not yet.
Gen 1, Psychic got all the love. Gen 2, I'd say it was a little bit more balanced in, like, type distribution in terms of competitive stuff. Normal 2 and Gen 1, yeah. Gen 2 added Dark and Steel type just to, like, basically just because they knew how overpowered Psychic was.
Right.
Because Gen 1, like, unless you were running, like, there were no super effective moves against Psychic types. Like, with because Ghost, the only damaging move was Lick, and there was a glitch that made Psychic types immune to it. And then there were 2 attacking Bug-type moves. And both had horrible power. Pin Missile and Twin Needle.
Nope.
And yeah, true, there was Leech Life. But Leech Life had like a power of 20 until like, what, Gen 8? Shout out to Metronome! Hell yeah. Stupid idea, the Alaskan Bull Quag. My VTuber's getting a new outfit in the near future.
Let's go.
Got something else exciting to announce, but I think I'll leave you guys on the hook until, maybe my, what would you call it? My birthday on March 9th, where I'll have like we'll have various sub-goals. One of them being, what is the new thing?
That's a good idea.
Nude alt? Hell yeah. My blue Twitch career starts on my birthday. Where I will reveal the birthday suit. Sometimes you use your webcam, other times you use your VTuber outfit. Do you have a preference for which one to use over the other? I try to keep it pretty balanced. I'm honestly more self-conscious with the VTuber because I'm afraid that it's not like tracking properly.
I get that, yeah.
Oops. I know, Rui. I know I can't catch the Golduck. Okay? The high as hell Golduck. I actually don't remember. Yeah, I guess there were like 6 or 7 party members in Xenoblade 3. I just remember like picking up Xenoblade 2 for the first time and just hearing everyone screaming attacks at the same time, or like support stuff to each other, and it's like, oh, this is twice as loud as Xenoblade 1.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a little bit better in
Xenoblade.
3.
I remember that about 3, though. It was kind of like, I mean, yeah, 2 had the larger parties because of the blades, but it felt right in 3. But that felt like a big deal when 3 did that.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked really well too.
I remember for a while, because at one point I was just like dead set on getting all of the blades in Xenoblade 2.
Yeah, I did that as well.
So you know, end game, like I've beaten the game at this point, but I'm just like, you know what? I wanna Cloud Sea King Ken. Cloud Sea King Ken was my go-to for that, and I just used the same party because it gave me the best chance. It was what was it? I just used Rex, Nia, and Tora for it.
All right.
So I've got their voice lines during chain attacks ingrained in my memory. Tora right here! Nia's turn! Here I come! Ready or go, Marty?
That I probably told it before when
And
I was
another
going
one.
to when I was going to 100% Xenoblade 2, and I was farming the core crystals, and the first rare one I got after all that farming, and I start opening them up. The very first rare one I got was Cosmos.
Yeah, you told me this story before. Weren't you gonna make a video and you weren't gonna stop until you got Cosmos? And it was like the 3rd one you opened.
Yep. Yeah, I opened 2 normal ones and then Cosmos.
Give us the classic Tora quote, Tom.
Ah, Tora, get it? Marcel is big racist.
But Austin, this is Plungo's crystal. God.
This is Plungo's crystal.
This is Plungo's crystal. You gotta find
it told us on the map the whole time too. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You gotta find the 9 Plungo crystals, or else Plungo will take over the world.
Or else, Neo Plungo will win.
Yep, Neo Plungo. What was the name? I can't think of the name of it. It was God, what was the name of the final bad from Sonic Heroes?
I don't remember.
Nope.
Metal Overlord or something like that? I thought it had Neo in its name for some reason. Oh, it was Neo Metal Sonic before it became Metal Overlord. Okay.
Dude, we had the Adventure games and Heroes, and the only one I remember actually seeing the end of was Shadow.
I do wanna try. Oh boy. I do want to try after Mario plus Rabbids doing 100% Let's Play of Sonic Adventure 2.
Sounds miserable.
But at the very least, I'll have enough time to raise up a Chow.
Yeah.
That was my big issue with Sonic Adventure 1. I was progressing through the game too fast that I didn't have enough time to raise up a Chow.
Is there anything that improves the gameplay of Shadow? I think Shadow the Hedgehog is fine, but it could use some tweaks.
Yeah. Honestly, when I played it, I really didn't use the guns that much because I was just so used to just using the homing attacks.
Right. There's a lot of redeeming things about Shadow, but it's still kind of miserable to play.
I've been watching, can we get a shout out command for Lucy? I've been watching her videos, and she'd had one for Shadow the Hedgehog where every time she got a subscription, chat would ban certain words that she could say, and if she said them, she'd have to restart the level over. It was so good.
God. Yeah, I don't mind whatever they do with the Shadow stuff in Generations. Though it does make me want that would also be something good to remake. Just to spruce it up. However, I think if I had to play it for that long, I think it would wear off and the flaws that there are would really come to light.
There was also Lythero's Shadow the Hedgehog videos. I love Lee's videos with the little animated bits interspersed throughout there.
Nope.
So there's one bit where the way Lee played it was he had a good versus evil scale, and people could donate to tip that scale. So one of them was, hang on, I want to switch because this is a 4-hour playlist. So at one point, he was evil and Paper Box. I think it was Paper Box House. Yeah, it was Alfred. It was playing. Was taking the role of Sonic in this. He's like, Shadow, you can't just be killing people like this. And a giant donation drop. He's like, oh man, Shadow, never mind. I realize now you just what's dignity in the face of money? Just go ahead, go nuts. Oh, I want to listen to the Smashing Live soundtrack. Did you ever get that CD?
I don't think so, no.
It came with Nintendo Power. It was a CD of a bunch of songs from Super Smash Bros. Melee played in the live orchestra.
Oh, I remember listening to it, but no, I didn't have a CD of it.
I had the CD and it got scratched to hell because I listened to it so much.
Yeah, that was the only way of listening to the intro of the game without the sound effects of the intro.
That's right.
Until Ultimate.
Oh yeah, the constant back and forth of Shadow going from wanting to save the president to wanting to kill the president. I don't know why, but I feel like my life is about to end in like 10 minutes from now. God, what was they did a Dragon Ball FighterZ video where, yeah, one of the mods that they replaced, like Cell with like a Captain Falcon skin. And there's like, I guess it has like he has got one attack where like he thrusts his knee. Yeah. And when he hits somebody with the knee with that mod on, it like pauses the game like it would in Melee when you hit somebody with the knee. Mm-hmm. So I think it was Gary who beat him as Master Roshi. And when he did, Lee was like, "Oh man, you bottled up F-Zero, like the Mafuba and everything." He's like, "You bottled up F-Zero." He's like, "Can I have that?" Nope, and just swallows the bottle. No more F-Zero. No more Melee. I'm throwing this orange GameCube out. I do want to play fighters more. I don't like their videos inspire me to pick up Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Dragon Ball FighterZ and Street Fighter 6, which I haven't even touched yet. But like right. I've been doing like the combo stuff in fighters, and man, Android 16 is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. I didn't enjoy fighters as much as other games. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's nope. For a while, it was fun to watch at least.
Yeah. At least until Toei brought the hammer down. It's like, no, you can't do tournaments in this game.
Well, there's still, I guess I haven't watched it in a while. After the, there was a patch they had, like, last year. I think it was around the time they announced they were going to do rollback, which still hasn't happened.
No, it's in beta now.
But the thing is, the matches for it would, the beta's over.
Oh.
It was only a weekend.
Well,
the paces of matches were so slow. They would hold up tournaments by like an hour at minimum, just because fighters matches took so long.
With the rollback or just in general?
No, just in general. Like it's a lifespan, like in its tournament lifespan. One of the last patches improved that definitely, but man, every like tournament it was at, it would be held up because of how long fighters would last. Because it takes a while, and that is a game. That is also a game where if you're hit, you're watching a cutscene for a while as your opponent does their combo.
Thinking back to that thread of out-of-pocket VGC or FGC moments of the Skullgirls one where Big Bang performs a Happy Birthday and then plays Happy Birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, in Skullgirls and Marvel, like even in those ones, it doesn't feel as long. Mm-hmm. But it's in fighters, the combos last so long.
I wonder if it's like do they feel like they feel that long from like, oh no, because they're not like, what are they called, roster fighters?
What do you mean? When you have like
a team of characters? Does it feel that long in Guilty Gear?
Well, that's single character, but
yeah,
no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but well, it does. Well, Mortal Kombat does, but that's kind of the same reason. Dragon Ball FighterZ also has how many times you're using supers, and every super is a little cutscene to it.
That's true.
That's definitely a huge part of it, and why fighters take so long. As visually beautiful as it is, and the best Dragon Ball game will ever look, every time someone has to do like any sort of super, it's gonna like be so long.
Mm-hmm.
And Mortal Kombat shares the same fate because everything has to be so cinematic in it.
To anyone who doesn't know, by the way, what we're talking about, a Happy Birthday is that what it's called, a roster fighter?
I mean, I've heard, I would just say 3v3. 2v2 or 3v3 game.
A Happy Birthday is when you get two of the three characters in a single combo. Like one can come out and do an assist, and it can also be hit by attacks. And the character Big Band, his one of his supers, pauses the game and lets you do inputs to like play Big Band's trumpet. So somebody learned how to play the song Happy Birthday on that. So they got a Happy Birthday, did the super, played Happy Birthday, and then finished the combo and won the set that way.
Yep. Team Fighter might be better because KOF is also a 3v3 game.
Yeah, Team Fighter. Yep.
But that is not but KOF is not a tag game.
What else is in that out of pocket fighting game thing? Oh, there was the one where like it was a Shulk that broke a Ness's shield, jumped off the edge of the stage, and then when he came back, backslashed him.
It was the like kazoo.
Yeah, it was playing "You Will Know Our Names," but
Yep.
When he came back into the backslash, it switched to the kazoo version.
Yep.
If you get 3 characters in a combo, it's called a Merry Christmas.
Oh no, Happy Birthday predates Skullgirls by a long time.
Oh yeah. The one where the dude hard crashes the arcade machine. I want that guy banned! Who's your favorite Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z Abridged? You mean like Dragon Ball Super? My favorite character is Tien Shinhan. Very underrated. I refuse to believe that Krillin is stronger than him. Krillin stopped training. Tien never did.
Nope.
Plus, watch Dragon Ball. That's the best we've ever seen of Tien because his creator hates him.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a really good antagonist and had a really good story around him. Two of my favorite fights are Tien versus Goku in 2 different world tournaments.
Gonna get Rita dinner. I'll be back in a sec.
Okie doke. Original Dragon Ball had quite the tone shift too. It started as more or less like a martial arts gag, like comedy sort of thing. I wouldn't say gag, but it was supposed to be like a comedy version of Journey to the West, and then they started focusing on the martial arts, and then Krillin died. I like the choreography in the original Dragon Ball better than in later Dragon Ball media. Nothing will beat Goku versus Jackie Chun. the cheer coming in after, and then Krillin died was great. Have you seen the Kai dub of Krillin's death? Like the original Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z? I'm having trouble understanding because Krillin has died multiple times. He's died 3 times at this point? Triswell in the bed saying, dumb brain thought Big Jackie Changus. Frieza killing Krillin. Yeah, he got killed by Tambourine, who was an extension of King Piccolo. He got killed by Frieza, and then he got killed by Dabura. Aren't there like 2 Kai dubs? Yeah, because one of them was made for Nickelodeon.
Nope.
No, Krillin wasn't killed by Boo. He was killed by, Oh wait, was he killed by Dabura? Or was he killed by Boo? Was he technically dead when he got turned to stone? If he was technically dead when he got turned to stone, that makes 4. I didn't know that when... I didn't know that during... I read the manga for the first time recently, and like, I guess I never really watched the Boo saga. I didn't know that... I didn't know that they broke the stone statue of Piccolo after Dabura, after Dabura spat at him and like Piccolo turned to stone. I didn't realize they broke him before he turned back. And they have a gag in there about how as long as his head is okay, he can just regenerate. Makes a lot of sense with the cell stuff. As long as his head is okay, he can regenerate. Goku calls Frieza a ruthless, heartless bastard in the Kai dub. Was that in the one made for Adult Swim or the one made for Nickelodeon? I didn't Piccolo regenerate after Nappa impaled him? What do you mean impaled him? Didn't he get hit by a beam?
How durable is he? How durable am I? Questions for later.
What did they do with the rest of that sweet Namekian meat?
I'm back.
We're just talking about Dragon Ball.
I was gonna say, you would probably like Street Fighter 6, but that's because Street Fighter 6 is just an very accessible game.
Mm-hmm. From what I understand, like the story mode is just a how to play fighting games.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. Like it's got mini games that would help you learn how to do inputs, and that's a crazy good idea for anyone trying to get in that's been intimidated by inputs before. Because that's all it is. Like, those things become scary in the context of a fighting game, but the context of everything in fighting games is in other games.
I think the people from the place I got my GameCube fixed watch my stream because I just got a text saying that my GameCube is ready.
Well.
Nope.
But yeah, I did pick up Street Fighter 6. I should like actually play it.
Mm-hmm.
And try not to fall for the shady business practices and $30 costumes.
Right. They what is it?
Should have ended with horse armor, dude.
The who do you think you'd play?
Oh, good question. I don't really have like a playstyle in mind because I don't play a lot of Street Fighter. I don't really play a lot of fighting games in general, unless you count Smash, and even then, that's a stretch. That's a platform fighter. It's not like a traditional one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look at the roster. Jury? Oh, I don't want to give away my foot fetish that easily. I'd probably play... God, I don't know. Maybe Chun-Li?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was gonna say, you know, you were play whoever keeps you motivated. Because wanting to play who you want to play it's all about motivation.
Right. Well, I guess like whoever I'd have the most fun playing as well.
Yeah.
I guess in Dragon Ball I want to learn Android 17. Specifically because I appear in a Lythero Dragon Ball Fighters video as Android 17 with a block over his head that just has my logo over it.
Chun's a little harder, so it's that, and that's why the motivation is important. Is
gotcha.
If that character is important enough that you care enough to play them, you'll get through whatever the hurdle is and the difficulty.
I love some of the edits you've done in my videos where it's like the disconnect what we think of when we first hear Virgil.
Yeah. What was the one you heard?
Static Shock.
Yeah.
I think Virgil Hawkins instead of DMC Virgil.
Yeah.
Wasn't the blockade your Twitter banner for a while? Yes, it was.
Nope.
I mostly just watched like the DC animated stuff, but like through all of like the DC animated stuff, I still think that my favorite superhero is Static Shock.
Is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a hard time physically watching it because of how much screen flashing there is, though.
Oh yeah.
I can't. It sucks. I can't
because of his
watch it
electric
back.
powers.
Yeah, every time.
They made such a good show that imbues like life lessons and whatnot, and yet the epileptic can't watch it.
Yep. It's just not even epileptic. It just gives me a headache.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Gotta be superhero. Triswell, the 206 series question: who in all fictional media, past or present, is the strongest being ever, and what is your reasoning?
Kiryu.
God.
Tiger drop negates all damage.
Lord Sherrock with the 11 months of tier 1, thank you. Yeah, you know what? I can't be wrong. Or yeah, that's a good point. Kazuma Kiryu. I need to play through more of there's so many games I need to play through. Yakuza is just one of them. I feel like I don't have enough time to like, because I get so many different like game suggestions from so many different angles that it's like there's no way I could play all these.
Yeah, it really is just go for what you want because it's only got so much time.
I still need to beat Return of the Obra Dinn. That is, have you heard of it?
I feel like I have. I probably have seen it.
It's an indie game. It's kind of like a murder mystery kind of game, where you're sent to this ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you're trying to investigate. For the chat's sake, I'll explain it as well. You're investigating the mysterious disappearance and reappearance of a ship called the Obra Dinn. And you find like skeletons and bodies all over, and you have this special pocket watch that can see the moment that a person died. So you're trying to identify the body, like who the person is, whose body it is, how they were killed, and if it's applicable, who killed them. And it is really hard. Like it's one of the it's puzzle hard though. So like you could theoretically look up the solutions to all of it.
Nope.
But it's like, but you're robbing yourself of the experience if you do that. Steven George recommended it to me, and I'm about halfway through. There are 60 crew members you have to identify. I've got 30 of them. And it's got no replay value because once you solve everybody's murder, then like there's no like there's no point in replaying it again because you'll just know who everybody is and how they died.
Right.
But there's like, God, at one point like 12 people go missing, and you have to figure out where they went, and their names, and it's like how.
Yeah.
You have context clues of like what language they're speaking, or like if the person has any identifying features that put them in a certain position in like a picture that identifies them. So like there's 4 people that are like they're Chinese, but they're like a subsection of Chinese royalty. So it's really easy to identify them. The only issue is like identifying how they died and who killed them. And then once you identified who killed them, then figuring out how that person died, and it's like this whole chain of events. And sometimes it'll be like a domino effect, but other times you just have to guess. And the game also has the audacity to put difficulty settings on how difficult it'll be to deduce who people are. Which is super annoying because you see the hard ones and it's like, well, should I even bother trying to do it? They're from Taiwan, thank you.
The benefit, at least with playing Yakuza, is Kiwami 2 and Yakuza 3 are like 20-hour games. Just for main story. And
then there's the other ones.
Yeah, 4 gets a little longer, and then 5's just as long as 0 because of how many protagonists there are. 6 is like the length of 1 through 3. But then they become JRPGs.
Yep.
So
I've seen a few things from from like a Dragon 7 and 8, like the I forgot the name of the character, but him being like an Uber delivery driver on the bike.
Ichiban.
Ichiban, yeah. The crab summon, the helicopter summon.
Yeah.
Which I think is a reference. Someone told me is a reference to to another piece of like Japanese media.
7 and 8 are definitely longer than Yakuza 5 is.
I like 0. Zero is very fun.
Right.
I remember. I don't know if I had you editing that one or not, but there was one. It might have been Dan, because I think it was before you were editing for me.
No, I did Yakuza 0.
You did. Okay, so you remember the bit where I sent you, where the guy who like shakes you down for money is walking right behind me while I'm at the phone booth?
Yeah.
God, that scared the hell out of me.
The Judgment spin-off series are also like, the first one's okay. They're fine on length as well, but the first one's okay. The second Lost Judgment is the best like action gameplay they've ever done.
Are they connected? It feels to
so good to play.
Are they connected to like the greater the greater Like a Dragon universe kind of?
They're in the same timeline. They start in Kamurocho as well, around like the same time, but there's no like Kiryu doesn't show up or anything.
Do any of the events that happen in either of those games affect the other ones, or are mentioned at all?
Well, since it's like the whole thing was with 7, the greater events that happen in both.
Okay.
Because they're like world events, not specifically what happens in the games. Gaiden's got a good
and if your only interest is VTubers, then the VTuber Kason makes an appearance in 8, yeah.
In 8,
yeah.
And Gaiden.
I didn't know she made an appearance in Gaiden.
Yeah, she was one of the what is it, cabaret girls you can have a night with. That's like actual recorded footage of her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that game was like massive because of the 4K footage of all the cabaret girls.
Wow. I remember there was like an old clip of Ray playing she was trying to get all the achievements in one of the Yakuza games. And one of them is getting all of the like watching all the videos in it.
Nope.
He's just like bingo. Go, Chad, it's for the achievement. Come on, it's for the achievement. Hey, Rob. Meh, I say, meh.
Yeah, Pro ZD's in Lost Judgment.
I give it 106 months of tier 1, Rob. I did it for the achievement, I swear.
There's been other characters as well. Yeah, she has a modeled character in 8, and has a physical video in 7. or in Gaiden.
It's neat that she that she does both VTubing and like IRL stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she wanted to do that. I wonder if she wanted to do that while she was with HoloLive but couldn't.
Right. Living the dream though.
Yep.
It's like really popular in Japan. There was Harada was quote retweeting a VTuber because she was playing Tekken 8, and he's just quote retweeting her to promote her, and is like, "Hey, do you want an avatar costume in the game?"
Jeez.
They really love VTubers over there. That's a cultural phenomenon.
BRB learning Japanese. I do want to visit Japan one day.
Yeah, at some point.
I saw that they were doing, what is it called? I quote tweeted this. They're doing a, in Japan, they're doing like a, it's like a work visa.
Yeah.
If you work from home and make over a certain amount of money.
Yeah, it's a pretty ridiculous amount.
It's like $62,000 a year or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that would be a cool opportunity, but expensive. Even it feels like, you know, you wish you could do it now while the yen is down.
Mm-hmm.
And like $1 can go a lot further, but still not like a good time. It doesn't work out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would like to have enough fundamental like Japanese language knowledge to get around. Like I don't care how much of like English is there just for tourists. I still want to be able to
communicate.
Read some.
Yeah.
Yeah, and communicate.
Read and communicate. Yeah.
Nope.
Time that one well.
Yakuza 3 is honestly my favorite because of the story. And it's such a well-paced story, too. It's so to the point. The themes of it are great. The themes of its story are great with Kiryu and his orphanage. The Okinawa, the world there, the town is so nice.
I almost want to track down a copy of PS1, or PS2 Yakuza, just so I can hear Mark Hamill as
Majima.
Majima, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been cool if he could come back, but
then we'd be robbed of Kiryu-chan!
He would have been able to pull it off with current voice direction.
Yeah. Bill Farmer as Date? Goofy?
Incredible.
Bill Farmer played Sam in the LucasArts Sam and Max game.
Oh, that's good casting for
Yeah.
Date. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, if anyone, you could play in like release order of the games and start with PS2, but starting from 0, it might as well just be the remakes, because since Kiwami's updated with things from 0.
Yeah, Kiwami 1 and 2 are remakes of 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. They have less in some aspects, though. Different, to a degree, different sub-stories.
Mm.
But it's, to a degree. They certainly play better, but, I mean, for as long as they are, it's not, like, the worst.
Kiwami 2 plays like Yakuza 6.
Yeah, because that's the Dragon engine. It's their upgraded engine, which had some growing pains combat-wise until they figured it out. That's the thing, is RGG does yearly releases, and they can take like a few games to figure some things out. That's why like the first Judgment play, I would say the first Judgment doesn't play really as well. It has this awful mortal blow mechanic where you could, if you take damage from certain attacks, you lose a chunk of your health bar until you go and buy a first aid kit.
Oh, Jesus.
To get that back. And then money becomes an issue. You know how you upgrade your attacks? In the first Judgment, there's only like 3 tiers of upgrading your damage. Nope. It's not like more than 3 steps. And you do that early. If you do that early, it's not a problem. But anyway, and then Lost Judgment is a complete 180. It's incredible how fluid and solid, like, and functionally it just makes sense. And Lost Judgment is so fun. There's a clip from when they did it at GDQ. They did Lost Judgment, and they did for an incentive. They did a boss, and that whole boss is just Yagami juggling them for like the entire fight.
Jesus.
You can juggle enemies, and then you can cancel into another stance and continue the juggle.
Oh man,
it's so sick.
So as long as you've got like tight enough execution, you can just keep doing that.
Right, and it's pretty generous too. Yeah, the execution's not like too painful.
Got it. One of my favorite speedruns that they've done in a GDQ was, I think it was like, it's Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix Level 1 Critical Mode. Because like the runner is just like, you know, laser focused, like getting the run done, and his couch is like trying to keep up with him in saying everything that's going on. Hearing Spike Vegeta just like list off all the moves that he's doing in sequence and how quickly he does it is nuts. If you ever get it's like 3 hours long, so you got to put aside some time for it. But like it's probably my favorite GDQ speedrun.
Yeah. I remember that. It's up there, yeah. Yeah, I remember clipping that. I was gonna like put it out there because people got to see. Like, I feel like Lost Judgment's underrated, but its combat is so good.
Oh yeah, they played the Rugby Baby cutscene at when they did Yakuza 6 at GDQ. Oh yeah, the Punch Out blindfolded runs were always really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the Battle Block Theater run from 2015. Oh.
Yeah, the AI is annoying in Yakuza 3. That's its one hang-up that gets mentioned constantly. I think for what it is, and especially because it's not like as long as future games, it's tolerable for the length you have to suffer through it.
Mm-hmm. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Trying to think of like moments that I had a lot of fun with in Yakuza 0. I mean, I like the game, but I'm trying to think of like specifically, and I've got the memory of a goldfish, so I may be here a while.
There's like a lot of like mechanics to Zero that you just actually don't get to explore until like late game, or if you know to look for them. Like there's a bit more to the combat that you just don't get to in a casual playthrough.
I did like the turkey dinner I won from the bowling alley.
Yeah.
I surprisingly didn't do much of the cabaret. I did enough of the cabaret minigame, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems like an investment in and of itself.
Right, not as much as the not as deep as the real estate stuff, but yeah, it's there.
Although I do really like the cutscene of, I'll buy it with cash!
Yeah.
Every single time. I also really love the fact that... Is it the same in every Yakuza game? Whenever Kiryu wants to upgrade, he just eats the money?
No, that is only in Zero because of the bubble.
That's only in
because
Zero.
of the economic bubble.
That's right.
It starts being experience in
Later
1
Yakuza,
and Kiwami.
Yeah.
It's just like separate XP you build up.
So funny that it's just like, oh, you want this ability? Then just absorb 100 million yen.
Yep. Yeah, in Gaiden, it's also money. Gaiden is a spin-off game, but it is also necessary reading, necessary playing.
Nope.
If they make another Sonic All-Stars Racing game, they really need to put Kiryu in it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Really squandered just not doing a whole Sega racing game again when they did the Sonic only one.
Yeah, that was... I didn't like that one as much. For some reason, the mechanics like felt off to me between that one and Sonic and All-Stars Racing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Racing Transformed was really something special.
I wasn't a big fan of the team mechanic in Sonic Team Racing either. It was a solid game. It controlled really well, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, they put him in Monkey Ball.
They did put Kiryu in Monkey Ball. What was he? He was collecting like the drink bottles.
Yeah. I usually don't have to say it out loud.
Staminans?
Yeah, Stamina Man.
Yeah. Stan the Mans.
Stan the Mans, yeah.
You know, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed also had a pretty neat like battle mode too. But no one ever played it because the racing was really tight in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Yeah.
I never played.
But did the battles have online?
I think so.
I
don't know why they weren't. Because I think back to it, it's like I really only ever played the racing portion of Sonic and All-Stars.
Hmm.
And then its original, the original iteration, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing featuring Banjo and Kazooie. At least that was the Xbox version.
Yeah, there were a lot.
And it was Nuts and Bolts Banjo and Kazooie too. So they were racing around in the Build-A-Car you could have, and it had the blocky-nosed Banjo and the weirdly realistic bird Kazooie. They had a lot of weird characters in Transformed, especially on Steam.
Yep.
Because, you know, you had your Wreck-It Ralph, you had your Danica Patrick, like, you know, guest characters. It makes sense. One was in a movie recently that kind of revolved around kart racing. One's a race car driver. Then on the Steam version, you had Team Fortress 2.
Mm-hmm. That was there.
Simon from the Yogscast.
Nope.
The if Kiryu was in anything, it would be Virtua Fighter, as that is also a Sega fighting game series.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But Kiryu doesn't hit women. And it's been an explicit thing where in 7, he won't hit female party members.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a mechanic you can work around.
I see. So if he's is it like if he's got like an AoE attack, then it just won't damage the female party member, or like, or will
I think that does if it's AoE.
Okay.
It's fine, Chad. Don't worry about it. But no, if there was anything for Tekken, it would probably be Majima, but there's no, like, Kiryu probably wouldn't happen. But what Virtua Fighter did get, because with Virtua Fighter, the last one, 5, they ported it into the Dragon engine for modern consoles, And also when they did that, they gave him some costumes. So I mean, that's the most you can probably bet on is just a costume.
What's the most recent Virtua Fighter they came out with?
5.
Was that on modern consoles or like when?
It was a re-release of 5, or rather, yeah, it was a port of 5 into Dragon Engine. Otherwise, 5 was originally on
PS3, according to chat.
Yeah, PS3. Yeah, PS3 and 360. And then they ported it to Dragon Engine.
I caught the Quagsire.
Giving up on Kiryu, move on to wanting Tifa in Tekken.
When are they gonna bring Goku to Tekken?
He might already be modded in. I don't know.
Perfect.
Nope.
They keep, because of all the Arc System Works fighting games that do build off of each other, there is one modder who keeps putting Goku in all of them, retaining his movesets for all of them too.
Oh, that's incredible.
So Goku is in, I'm pretty sure in Grand Blue, and in DNF Duel, and Strive.
What if like Pokemon Day happens and it's like, ladies and gentlemen, you will get to play as Brock in Tekken 8.
They got the connections.
Yeah?
I would just, it's hard to like have any hope or faith because it's never, because you get hope and then you get Negan from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So please look forward to House MD in Tekken 8.
That was, I was gonna say that was a very like out of left field choice there.
Yeah, so just don't get too hopeful. Yeah, it's whatever they decide to do, it's cool. Whatever they do, it'll be hype, but the one thing I wasn't a fan of the 2D characters they put into Tekken 7 because they didn't. The 2D characters were hard to play against, and oh god, the meter. Making them play, I mean, it's understandable with Akuma because Akuma's shtick is being overpowered in every game he's in.
Yeah.
Like you can't have Akuma in a game and then not have him be like top tier.
I still love that one. I can't remember what the name of the guy was who played him, but someone from like playing as Akuma in a fighting game tournament where they're using a projector, and as he's doing like Akuma's super, he stands up and stands in the spot where Akuma's like insignia would be.
It's so sick.
I forgot what the name of that guy. Do you remember his name?
I don't remember the player now.
Ah, yeah. Tokido.
Oh, Takedo. Yep.
Nope.
I believe Takedo is, he plays, at that time, he played with a PS1 controller.
Wow.
I think he was the one who used the PS1 controller. I don't get results, maybe it wasn't him.
But you know who we're talking about, though.
Yes.
What if they announced
Luffy.
What if they announced the Switch 2 on Pokemon Day? Just like during the Pokemon Direct, they're like, oh yeah, and then this the Generation 10 Pokemon game is going to be on the next generation of Nintendo hardware. Bye.
Yeah, Luffy won Evo 2014 Street Fighter 4 with a PS1 controller.
Oh my god.
Yep.
When someone threw a crab at H-Box.
I think I remember that, yeah. But yeah, there's no answer. There's no correct objective answer to what controller you use. Just preference.
When is Pokemon Day? I don't remember off the top of my head. They usually have a stream for Pokemon Day, but they haven't like announced anything yet for it.
February 27th.
Okay. All they've shown so far, well, quote unquote shown, is the Pokemon Twitter account posted the opening bits from the Black and White games that show Zekrom and Reshiram flying. That's all. That's all we've really seen so far.
And that could be nothing, but they did do the same thing with Gen 4.
Yep.
They is the same kind of social media post deal, like a good like year before BDSP. I mean, it could be.
I'm still of the camp that if they released the Gen 5 games as like a Let's Go game, I'd be okay with it, because the Let's Go games were solid, and there'd be less of a chance they'd screw it up like the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Yeah, if they reinvent it like that, yeah, that'd be fine. I want a Legends Johto game so bad.
Legends Johto would be awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot to do there. I don't know. I don't like, cause I don't want to remaster either, because Black and White 2 were so you can't top them. I don't even think you can recreate them.
Yeah, I mean, it would. And the other thing too is that even if they were to redo Black and White 1,
yeah,
would they even do Black and White 2? Right,
I don't think they would. If they just threw both together, that'd be cool, but I highly doubt that.
If they did a Legends game for Unova, I'd want it to be like, because Unova's based on New York, and when I think of like a Legends game that would be based around that, it'd be like sort of like the Unova equivalent to the Roaring Twenties.
Yeah.
So something along those lines, where it's like it's still old, but it's not like super old. I'd also like it to kind of be based around the singular dragon that Kyurem, Reshiram, and Zekrom once were.
If they just did like a sequel, I think that'd be funny, but I would think I'd prefer Black and White 3 over remakes of 1 or 2.
That would be interesting.
They kind of leaves a lot open-ended, so they could do a lot with that.
If they did a Black and White 3, I feel like they would have to re-release Black and White 1 and 2 in some form.
Right.
Just because of how hard it is to get those games.
Yeah.
And hopefully, considering the sort of like the criticisms of BDSP and Scarlet and Violet, and the report that said that they're apparently going to be kind of like looking inward to see what they could do to sort of like make sure their games are of good quality when they're for launch. Hopefully that means that they're like, hopefully that means that whatever they put out next is gonna have like, a little bit more like quality and care behind it.
The only like saving grace or like silver lining to it that I could think like got through to them might not even been of like the like response or reception to the game, but all the duping of Pokemon. I'm pretty sure they take that like a lot more seriously, and the fact that they released BDSP and it was on like Unity, and all the like the things with duping, like when it first released, I don't think like if there's anything they care about, I don't think they want that happening.
Yeah, and the other thing too being that like you can't transfer in Spinda from BDSP because it uses a completely different system for calculating the pattern on Spinda. Goodbye. Need to go outside? I gotta step away for a moment. Be right back.
Yeah, they got it delayed, but I mean, we all know that. Yeah, they took like just an extra year on everything. If they did that, they would have the time for both 1 and 2.
I didn't realize how hot it got in this room.
I don't know if you've seen like the modding potential to BDSP though. It's
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
there's
That's insane.
There's someone who's like reintroducing Mega Evolution and like a bunch of different Pokemon. I think they added Kirby.
Yeah, they're trying to get like all mechanics like functional in it. You know, it would be like the next Gen 3 games. With how long we saw Fire Red and Leaf Green mods for.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
ROM
like
hacks
the ROM
for
hacks,
it.
yeah.
And that's all because they used Unity.
It's gonna be really funny if like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl turns into the next Pokemon Showdown.
Yeah. I mean, that's also like in the end the silver lining of it. You know, we'll like just be running that for free probably years down the line.
Best mod to BDSP is easily RegiTube.
I think I remember that.
You know, all the different Regis are based off different ages, so RegiTube is based off of the future with Waterworld. Kevin Costner.
I hate to say if they just did a like a physical port of Black and White 2 and 1, I'd probably spend $50 on it. But I do want to like.
Let me see how much the Black and White games are going for on price charting right now. They're definitely over MSRP, because when I was working at GameStop, they were over MSRP.
Nope.
Right.
Son of a biscuit. I typed in Pokemon Black and it brought up a bunch of Pokemon cards. It's still bringing up Pokemon cards. God damn it! Video games. All right. So looking at the prices for this one, you know, Japanese version of Pokemon Black, $20 complete in box. Okay. PAL Nintendo DS, $57. That's above MSRP, but not terrible. Pokemon Black complete in box. Pokemon Black loose US, $71.
And by all means, well, with that one, it's harder to fake, but you still don't know. GBA, that's a huge problem.
White.
Obviously.
I think Black 2 and White 2 are worth more. Pokemon. Why is it? It's just giving me strategy, guys. Did I type White wrong? Oh, there we go.
Loose isn't bad, but paying $70 for loose sucks.
White's a little bit better at 65 for loose. Black and White 2, on the other hand, ho ho ho, 112 loose.
I would specifically want Black 2 just for the UI color.
Black version 2, 129. Sorry, 125 loose for Black 2.
Yeah.
That is the price of 3 MSRP DS games at launch.
Yeah. So they could do something, and I would say 50. I think they would try to get away with 60. By all means, it's technically 4 games.
I think I got one of the most expensive Wii U games.
That's crazy for Persona 3 Fez, because you used to after Persona 5 came out, you used to be able to buy unopened copies of Persona 3 Fez and Persona 4 on PS2 for like $20.
What's the matter? Yeah, I've got a sealed copy of Devil's Third for the Wii U, $285.
Man,
I bought it at MSRP when it was like just before like Wii U collecting became a thing.
Nope.
Yeah, you were still for a while able to get Persona 3 Fez and Persona 4, the PS2 versions, just on Amazon over Prime, $15 to $20. And that was new, unsealed, or still sealed. I don't think 3 came with anything special. 4 came with a mini soundtrack.
Persona 3 Fez isn't going for that much on price charting.
What's it at?
33 complete, 50 new.
That's good. Yeah, they selling it for a while.
Got a copy of yeah, how much does the Fire Emblem Fates like dual cartridge go for? Because I've got that too.
Be a lot.
Yeah. Birthright Conquest Special Edition. Wow, that is a lot. Complete in I'm wondering what it means by complete in box, like if it comes with everything or if it's just like the DS case, the instruction manual in the game. But that's 372. New was 573 and loose is 284. I thought I played my my Let's Play of that on.
You'll see different versions of Fez because in Japan there was optionally just like a separate like disc upgrade you can buy of Persona 3. You could think of it like it was DLC. You know, they did that before they did the thing they did with Golden and Royal where it's complete re-releases. In Japan, 3 was just the disc. It could have been just the disc. As long as you had the original.
I'm pretty sure I still have Persona 5 sealed. Because I bought it, never played it, and then Royal came out and I bought the collector's edition of that.
Nice. I have a few Switch games that are sealed because I still wanted them physical. I got it's not the most expensive thing though. It did go up in value recently. It's a misprint of Final Fantasy VII. I got it off of GameStop. You know, and when you buy used retro games from GameStop, you don't know what condition they're gonna come in. It could be loose, and more than likely it will be loose. It's just random. It might not work. The one I got for $11 was physical, and it was a misprint version.
I've got something similar. I've got a misprint version of Breath of the Wild on Wii U. Let me see if I could find filter by console, Wii U. Cause that one doesn't go for as much as I thought. Still above MSRP though. 75 for the first print Breath of the Wild.
I wouldn't worry about it. A new well, actually, Atlus's statement already was they're not doing any complete versions of 3 Reload. 3 Reload is what it is. So we know from Atlus's official statement, if they do anything, it'll be DLC. So I would say, and I was saying this on my stream, they can't really get away with that anymore. Though it is pretty egregious that New Game Plus is a paid thing for Like a Dragon.
Yeah. I do find it that kind of reminds me of easy mode and hard mode for the Pokemon games, for Pokemon Black and White, which was you could only access them at the end of the game after you've beaten the game once already.
Yeah.
And you had and
real head scratcher
because White got easy mode and Black got hard mode, and if you did like the
forgot it was split like that.
Yep, and if you did the record mixing, it would give the other version easy mode or hard mode, but you still couldn't access it. You still couldn't access it until you beat the game.
They didn't confirm the answer as DLC. That's not confirmed. It's just confirmed that if they do anything, it would be DLC and not a new edition.
Stay asleep. Please stay asleep, Quagsire. Yes!
But I think that's a safe bet. Which makes my job easier. The only, real... And that's why I covered Persona 3 in a video first, is because of how much of, a headache it is, and the discussion around it is exhausting. And Persona 4 and 5 really aren't like that, because there's still caveats to 4 Golden and Royal, but they're still easier to recommend. And then in 3, Kotane might not come back. If you want to play the FMC, you gotta play Portable.
Nope.
If you want the answer right now, you would have to play Fez. I think we're good on it, but still, and that's my point, is it's one less thing to worry about. One less thing to worry about.
Portable's on sale right now.
Yeah. I don't, after I was doing the stream and I was playing Portable again, or at least the port of Portable, I was like, man, they didn't patch anything with the issues in this one.
There's just a direct port.
It's not even a direct port. It's worse sound quality than the PSP version. Like there's some worse thing. Like, it's hard because visually, like a lot of the source art is there, not the backgrounds. The backgrounds are AI upscaled. But it's like the character portraits are sharp. The UI and everything is sharp. But I personally wouldn't be able to play the PC version of Persona 3 Portable just because every hit sound effect is lower quality.
Ooh.
And it sticks out so bad. But that's probably modern.
Is it like every kickoff sound in NFL Blitz we're playing, just like every single time? Ugh.
It sticks out like that, yeah. The music quality is fine. It's the sound effects. Those specific sound effects. I don't know. I don't know how that got passed, and I don't know how it didn't get patched. Apparently, Nocturne in its modern port had a similar situation as well, which is... It's just bizarre. It never got fixed.
You wanna know what the difference is between the first print of Breath of the Wild and later printings of it?
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
It's... On the back of the case, it says you can use a controller that you can't actually use. That's the only difference.
I remember that now, yeah. The thing with it is making 3 Reload definitive, because they're already working on porting Kotane and her model, and this isn't an excuse for Atlas, but the Kotane was not the same as Makoto. Her whole playthrough, it has similar story beats and goes at the same pace and everything, but she's not Makoto. Her whole thing is different. The cutscenes are different. It's, again, same story beats, but the dialogue in them is completely different, and that means for 3 Reload, that's not just voicing, like doing different voices and swapping out a voice line where they say he with she. It is some different story events. Yeah, the different social links, and even then for the cutscenes that are the same, those cutscenes still have to be reanimated or like rescripted.
Yeah.
Because the characters say different things and emote differently. So every cutscene would still be like its own different cutscene. It can't just be a voice swap.
Like any actor who did work on the game would probably be under a very strict NDA if they did end up recording lines for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they yeah, Kotane is her official name. So to do her justice, and also because in 3 Reload, like all that new UI for 3 Reload is gorgeous, they might have to retheme that for her. Not just with but that could be just a model swap and change blue to pink and end it there. But a lot of attention to detail that. And the thing is, that wouldn't be like... Kotane would never be like a $20 DLC. Her whole route is a bit more expansive than that. That's why it sucks to hope for DLC for her. And why right now I would just say, you could wait for a mod, but your best bet might just be portable.
What was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of NDAs, did you ever see... Do you see that, this is a while, this is before Xenoblade 3 was, even announced, when, Jenna Coleman potentially broke NDA.
I think I remember it, but not the specific situation.
She was at, a Doctor Who panel, and somebody asked about Xenoblade, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm excited to get to play her again. And this is, right before, way too close for Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition to be coming out, for it to be referring to that. So there was a ton of speculation based on that. I'm glad they're able...
there's nothing with Kotane in the data mine. No.
She legit didn't know if it had been announced by then. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm honestly surprised they were able to get her back because her popularity skyrocketed after Doctor Who.
Well, that's just how it is with European actors. They are all play actors and everything.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, and they're very good.
Reminds me of Tom Holland spoiling future movies unintentionally so often. Oh yeah, just spouting off spoilers for Marvel movies like it's no big deal.
Nope.
And then like the voice acting in Final Fantasy 16 is incredible. Like they're just the actors usually when they go with European actors, they're fantastic at what they do.
Classically trained.
Yep. Yeah, 14 as well. And then there's a little there's so many of them though. There's a little crossover between Final Fantasy 14, 16, and Xenoblade, but there's so many of them and they're all really good.
I love that meme image from the Game Awards of Ben Starr being blinded by the lights.
I was really hoping he'd win.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows his thing, but when he was acting for Final Fantasy 16, his dad had passed away when he was like in part of his grieving process was his voice acting for the game, and you can kind of hear it like to like there's a lot of power behind his voice acting in Final Fantasy 16. It's so good. It was really impactful. I was hoping he would win and he get to talk about that. But yeah.
But alas. Who ended up winning Best Actor?
Asterion.
That's right, Neil Newbon.
Neil, yeah.
I'm always gonna think of him as Xeon from Xenoblade 3.
Yeah, he was Clive in Final Fantasy 16, yeah.
Yeah, but hey, we got Potato Vampire, exactly. The Potato Man. He wouldn't have been able to say much because of the 30-second countdown. Yeah, like, the Game Awards has become E3 with a few awards thrown in.
Right.
Hey, did you pay money to stand up on stage and talk about your project? You get all the time in the world. Did you just win an award and the accolades of all your peers? Get off the stage.
Soken deserved the win, yeah, for the music. It's so good. Yeah, and they, I mean, Jeff's actually good on, like, to some feedback, he listens. Like, it's with really specific things. But, it's like trial and error every time. And overall, the big impact and philosophy of anything he does isn't going to change. It's always going to be some sort of advertisement first.
I wonder if people...
And industry second.
I wonder if people blame Christopher Judge for that. Because of how long his speech was at last year's.
I kind of do a little. It didn't have to be that severe, though. But I do think that was someone sat in a board meeting, playing that. I liked when he kept going on, in his original speech and the music played, but the music kind of emphasized it. He kind of played off the music.
It wasn't like a play me off sort of song. It was just emphasizing it.
Yeah,
I feel
really
like
funny.
They did cut somebody off at the Game Awards one year, and I can't remember if it was a bit or not. It might have been the Game Awards, it might have been a different award show. But there was someone who was like talking and like they were being like sort of ushered off. It's like, yeah, 1 minute, and he kept talking, and then their mic was cut.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Christopher Judge's jab at Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which got the ire of some devs over at Activision. That's right, his joke about his speech would last longer than the new COD campaign. Do they still put out annual Madden releases, or has that become a service game yet?
They still do that with COD. But with COD, there's like a central app for it.
Yeah.
Every game just runs through the app, but Madden is still yearly releases, yeah.
I guess it's because, like, why change it if nobody's complaining about spending $60 every year for an updated roster?
Yeah, they still do it. The thing is, when there's problems, the fans do complain. They still buy it, they still sell.
Yep.
But if they do anything like swap engines, then the next year is gonna have less content. Or less features in some regard.
They can make that back in Ultimate Packs, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, like, I wonder if they just capitalize on like, fear of missing out on that, just because of, like, when I used to play a lot of like my brother still actively plays the Madden games, and he just does like the normal like franchise mode with like his friends from college, and like doesn't do any of the Ultimate Team stuff at all. Like I don't understand the appeal of Ultimate Team versus like doing like multiple seasons with friends.
Yeah, I don't either.
Is it like and the other thing too is that it plays into that also plays into, God, what am I trying to say here? Like maybe it's like a ranked system or something like that, but like they like Ultimate Team is 100% pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's very baffling.
Yeah.
Makes sense with how much certain game parts revolving entirely around FOMO, yeah. We got 20 more catches to do before we're done for the night. I'm getting to 666. Were there always dive balls in Colosseum? I transferred it in from Emerald. There isn't normally a luxury ball either.
Nope.
The dive ball is basically just in case I waste the luxury ball, I'll still have the dive ball. Would have guessed 690. We'll get to 690. Hey, our prediction was correct. The Chiefs won.
Of course, we knew. We've been new.
Everyone in Kansas is now my foe.
I don't know what to tell you if you didn't like watch that stream and then immediately gamble away thousands of dollars. I don't know what to tell you.
Usually, when it comes to gambling on games like that, you have to pick like a score spread for it.
Oh well, I don't know the score, so
I don't know the score either. 22 to 25. That's a very odd numbers to end on. Hope Colosseum luck treats you well. It's my favorite game to shiny hunt in. As long as I've got like chat to keep me company, I'm good. If I was just doing this on my own, I'm pretty sure I would have given up a long time ago.
Right. Yeah, I can't do it.
Went into overtime at 19 to 19. What were some of the scores that were done? Did anyone get a safety? 19 to 19. That's such a weird score. That's like...
Did they both have safeties?
That's one touchdown with an extra point and 3 field goals. There was a blocked extra point. On both sides? There was a lot of kicking for 3. Do you like cheese curds, Tom? Yes? Tom's favorite Pokemon. It's my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. What's your favorite Gen 9 Pokemon, Austin?
I'm gonna pull it up quick. I 100% have one.
You were a big fan of Ceruledge.
Oh yeah, Corolla easily. Yeah, very much a Battle Network inspired design.
Nope.
And that's definitely why. There's some really good ones though.
There are, yes.
I think Meowscarada in general stands out. Look, this is a cool concept. But Ceruledge is really hard to top.
I like Flamingo. I know it's just a flamingo, but it's really funny that it's just a flamingo.
Yeah. Technically, Archaludon counts. So, yeah, that too.
That's a good one.
Just because Duraludon was already so cool.
I love Baxcalibur just because of how stupid its signature move is.
Ogerpon, there's a lot to appreciate about as well.
Yep.
The story definitely helped, but yeah. The story and the means, very good.
I think Flamigo is like one of the main Pokemon you use for excuse me, for speed running. I don't know what percent it's for, but there's a speedrun category for Scarlet and Violet where you have to evolve a Goldengo as quickly as possible. You know what? Mankey is a good parallel for Vegeta. Angry, so angry it dies.
Yeah.
What is with YouTube? My connection is good. I haven't been dropping any frames. And Nemona is Goku.
Yep. Really good rivals. There's a lot of really good things about Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
They did a lot right. Hit a lot of punch the right buttons.
Like the overall, it was a great game. It was just a buggy mess.
Yeah, it was buggy, didn't run well. But goddamn.
The biggest issue with Scarlet and Violet is performance.
And it all goes back to like time.
It took until the second DLC to make Gita an actually worthy opponent.
Yeah.
Because they finally were like, oh, we should probably put the hazard setter at the beginning of the match instead of at the end.
Yeah, that's like particularly an odd choice. That I'm, glad goes updated.
I'm kind of two minds about the Paradox Pokemon. I think the past Paradox Pokemon are like incredibly great. And I feel like I can't blame the design team for it, but I wish the future Paradox Pokemon were more than just lol robot.
Oh, I felt the opposite. I think it's really cool they just made them robots.
Now you've said that positively, I can see where you're coming from. I think that is
yeah.
It's pretty neat, but also like
that's what's cool about it.
I guess for me, it's more from like a cynicism standpoint. Like,
yeah, it doesn't get too like out there.
Yeah. Well, also like, it's just kind of sad that everything in the future is robots.
Yeah. But it's cool that everything in the future looks cool.
I do like that Walking Wake got a water type move that's boosted in the sun.
I like that Iron Moth looked like the Aperoid, the first fucking boss in Assault.
Yeah.
It's all I can think of when I look at it.
There probably are like different. I guess like another big thing I didn't like about the future Paradox Pokemon was the fact that they all had iron in their name.
Yeah, because the other ones didn't. They kind of mixed up their starting name.
And
maybe this is like a metaphor.
They didn't have to all have like medals in their name either. Like that's usually like the big thing that people go for. It's like, well, it's a character limit, they couldn't put like aluminum whatever because aluminum takes up too many characters. But you just couldn't. There's other things you could name it after aside from metals that would fit. If you had to pick one that would keep the iron name, what would it be? That's to you, Austin, and also chat.
I think Iron Hands because of Iron Fist, which that's what Tekken means, Iron Fist.
Nope.
So there's the whole the name itself is a play on words.
Hands because it's funny. Iron Moth, Valiant, or Hands. There's actually quite a bit of what am I trying to say here? Variety in the answers I'm seeing.
Yeah, I would definitely do Iron Hands because Tekken.
I feel
Iron Treads could keep the treads, but lose the iron.
Yeah. I feel like Iron Jugulus just needs a new name entirely.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Tokenu with the 47 months of Tier 1 saying football. Leo Logo with the 3 months of Tier 3 saying, hey, Tom, 3 months. Wowee, ain't that a sight to see? Indeed, it is. Shoutouts to Drew for the Iron Hand strat, much to his dismay. God, that was such a good clip. Don't worry, guys, I'm gonna hit him. And it's gonna be super powerful. I've got some bad news. Did you edit that? Did you just edit like the zoom in on the Iron Hands looking like in that direction, or like did you edit the timing of it as well so if it was what Drew was saying?
I don't remember. I think the timing was already there by default.
Okay.
I think what I did was the zoom.
That is seeing in that short, seeing it look to the side at us like that was horrifying.
I like that it's like there's no like leaks or anything what Pokemon is up to. Like it's like we haven't like if you pay attention to leaks, it is the most like we don't know anything in an extremely long time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of refreshing for Pokemon.
Yeah, really.
We have a good hint. You know, they'll do something with Gen 5. That's about it. Something with Gen 5 will happen.
They come out on Pokemon Day and say they're selling to 10 cent.
Don't be surprised though if they, you know, they do yearly releases and they get kind of crazy with more than one. So I mean, if there's a generation thing, don't be surprised.
Nope.
It feels too soon. It's always too soon. I would hate it, you know, but not what you can do about it.
Yeah.
The idea that we could be playing Gen 10 by the end of the year.
The part of it is I feel like with Nintendo is that like I feel like the reason they were able to take their time on the development of Super Mario Wonder is because of the Pokemon money. I feel like that way with a lot of like the stuff because like Pokemon has grown so far beyond the games.
Yeah.
That like the cards, the merchandise,
that's all tied to
media.
a schedule.
Yeah.
Delaying the games means delaying all those facets in all those industries.
Well, but the other thing too is that like yeah, oh man, that is a good point. But I was also thinking just in terms of I was thinking the opposite, that like the games would be kind of left in the dust because of the success of the other endeavors with Pokemon.
They kind of do depend on them, to a degree, yeah. The money made by all the other outlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it also hails importance, not just about like maintaining the anime and the cards and all the other merchandise, but also that would affect all sorts of other income outside of the games. By all means, they should just delay it. The other thing, though, is that there has been a huge push in Japan for its gaming industry to cut down on its crunch. That's been very apparent very recently. Splatoon 3's developers are definitely doing the same thing, and they said it out loud too. Like the reason Splatoon 3's content has been the way it is because they're working not as crunch-filled hours. Nintendo's emphasized that with Mario Wonder's development.
It's too bad the online for Splatoon 3 isn't that great.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what changed between
that's-
Splatoon 3 and Splatoon 2.
I agree. But part of that is like decisions made. It's not even as much related to time, though it is kind of a drought. But that's a combination of like the decisions being made and the less time, so less content.
I was
Square's been doing it as well.
Reanimator, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Trisman with the 100 bits saying, ladies and gentlemen, we find the defendant Palafin. An irrational soup thing with 500 bits. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was talking before about the you know, the fact that Smash Ultimate needs like balancing since Sora came out and they did like the final patch and like haven't updated it since.
Yeah.
But like I was talking to someone that made a really good point about how like there's no need to them for them to do that anymore. Everyone who bought it's gonna buy it. Everyone who bought the DLC has bought it already. There's no point to them to like update anything because they're not selling the game anymore. Like the numbers just aren't there to support it. Which made me realize that if we do want a Smash Bros game that's like regularly updated and like balanced, it would need to have shady business practices in order to keep the company's interest on it.
It would have to be a games as a service.
Games as a service, or like microtransactions, or like new modes. Basically turn Smash Brothers into Fortnite. Which
I don't think Sakurai would at first point not be on board with that.
Right, yeah.
He is working on something. His channel's ending this year and he's starting to work on something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's just his development team.
He's just kind of overseeing it.
Yeah, that's probably what all the spirits are about. Because it's not, and it certainly just making the spirits isn't a huge deal.
Yeah.
That's probably just more of like licensing talks than anything.
You know, there's like one video out there with like 5 views and 6 dislikes that's like, more spirits in Smash Bros. Could we be seeing Fighter Pass 3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to say. They should. Well, there's nothing should. It's really hard. You can't, because you certainly can't top Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
It would financially be hard to justify expanding it more. You could. I think that would be ideal. Is just keep expanding Ultimate.
I would be okay with giving up my main.
A new game would have to start from scratch.
I would be okay with giving up my main if they just added more features, like more like custom game features. Because there's
small roster and features rich. Probably just starting. If it had a small roster, it would get everyone's own break the targets.
Yep.
Things like that. That's what you can do with more time for features.
Yeah, we haven't had everyone having their own break the target since Melee.
Yeah.
And then, but then, also, I'd love it if they expanded upon the stage builder, too, because, I had to do there were so many different things I had to do workarounds for in order to make work.
Yeah.
You normally can't make a closed-off stage, because the spawn is above where you can build. So,
Nope.
The way that, I did it was that I would make the enclosed stage and then make a rail system that would go up above where you respawn and then not have it go back down. So that way, I'd be able to feasibly make something like, Reap What You Sow, or, The Pits, or, any of those games. Bodgeball is one of them, although that one has its own issues. Well, actually, that brings me to another, point, is there needs to be more areas where you can respawn. And the biggest things are being able to draw anywhere on the where you can play is a big thing. Second is spawn and respawn locations, and the third is item spawn locations and item frequency. Because even though we have a rudimentary one of those in Smash Ultimate, it will, depending on the item, it will not work if you set it to high. It just won't do anything. So I had a game idea where it was going to be a big enclosed map that had gravity on it, but was sitting on an ice platform. And the objective would be that the Dragoon pieces would spawn. And then when someone got all 3 of them, they would go through, and then they'd be transported to the top of the map, where there'd be a switch that would move the ice piece out of the way that would just kill the rest of the players. So it would kind of be like a capture the objective sort of game, where the person who ended up with all 3 Dragoon pieces would essentially win. But in Smash Ultimate, the Dragoon pieces don't spawn at the same rate as other items, even if you set them to high. I've gone entire matches without seeing Dragoon pieces at all.
Which I don't blame them. It sucks, but after like the experience of them with Brawl, I don't necessarily blame them.
Yeah, but like, but the other thing too is, but being able to fine tune that, I think is as important.
Yeah, it should be options.
I mean, I also tried to accommodate my the maps I made for 8 players, but God, I can't think of anybody who actually like. Well, I've gotten like no response. Well, nobody's actually out and said like, "Thank you for making this 8 players."
Nope.
Because I play this 8 players with people, or I play this with more than 4 people at a time. But like, it's possible that somebody was like that. Like, any of you who have played my Smash Bros maps, did you ever play it with in person with 4 or more other people?
Yeah, it's a smaller audience for that.
I need to know 8 people.
That's what my problem would be.
not for nothing on who watches my my content, but I think I might be seeing a trend here. None of us know anybody. That's why we're on Twitch.
And they're not getting that shit. Not on Switch hardware. They're not getting that 8 players online.
No, yeah, no. Also, God, we've technically 3 Smash Bros games with online, and they don't put the special modifiers in there. I wanted to make a gourmet race style game. I wanted to make a gourmet race style game that utilized the flower modifier. But you can't do that online.
Yep.
You just had the flower modifier draining your HP, and like the food would spawn, and you'd run around and eat it. And it would have been great with the Persona 5 spirit that makes it so you automatically pick up stuff that's near you.
Hmm.
The Banjo-Kazooie one probably had the most useless, what's the word I'm looking for? Situational spirit, legendary spirit I've ever seen. Poison healing. If you're standing in the poison terrain, you heal. I can only think of one World of Light boss.
Nope.
That uses poison.
In my limited experience with the 5 Royal on Switch, I think it's fine. But if anyone in chat else knows, like if anyone played the full game, probably give you a better idea.
The Major, yeah, it works with Fog too. Does it work with the Piranha Plant side special? Only people I knew were comp level players. That's why I made all the custom games in Smash Ultimate. Because at some point it just turns into like a try-hard fest. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more casual. Every time I look over to check what song is playing on my YouTube playlist, my Discord is right above it, and on there is my driver's license photo.
That's true. Yeah, you don't.
You don't
like
need
everyone
60
already,
FPS,
everyone already played 5 Royal like at 30 FPS before it was on PC. Or people played it on the PS3 version on emulator. That's the thing is, Persona 5 is a PS3 game. So.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep. So is Yakuza 0.
Man, how long? Man, how long had the PS4 been out when Persona 5 came out? Or PS4?
I don't remember.
Wait, how long had the PS4 been out when Persona 5 came out?
5 years.
That was 5 years ago. Grind your Pokemon to level 1.
Oh, that's how long ago they were.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell because they released in Japan like a year plus before we got it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I remember it. I was hearing it from Max. Persona 5 was delayed. I think it was something with Xander specifically, but it got delayed in the English version got delayed even further after it was already out in Japan just because of trouble with the voice actor scheduling.
Oh jeez. Manatee's passed out on the floor.
Nope.
One of these days, it is going to be shiny, and I'm going to hit the counter button, and then I'm going to hit the reset button.
Oh man, so yeah, the PS4 came out in 2013. 5 came out in 2016 in Japan. They ended up doing Persona 3 released very late as well. Yeah, Persona 3 released in 2006.
What's our chances up to? I mean, the chances never change. I've done 656 attempts, and the chance is always 1 in 8,192.
So both Persona 3 and Persona 4 released on PS2 right when the PS3 was out.
Persona 4 released in 2008 on PS2. So yeah, that timeline makes sense. Also, the PS2 was insane. Yeah. The PS2 was insanely popular.
Yeah. And the launch PS3s played PS2.
Yep.
So it was, understandably at the time, understandable to do.
They supported PS2 well into the PS4's lifespan, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. That's what it was like, came out 2013, Persona 5 out in 2016, late 2016.
Didn't someone have a calculation for how likely it is based on how many you've done? Well, I guess, like, take the amount that I have now and subtract it from the denominator of 8,192. But there's no guarantee that I won't, like, re-roll the same ones twice, astronomical though it may be.
You're just waiting on that crit catch, that's all.
Exactly.
And there's no shiny charm mechanic to this game, right?
Nope.
Nope.
It's also the old full shiny odds. They improved them after Generation 5 to 1 in 4,096.
Huh.
I got half that chance.
Shiny Charm was until Black and White too? That's crazy.
Yeah. I think you needed a complete national dex for it too, right? Well, I guess that's been the...
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because I think you would originally get it from the Game Freak employee, right?
I believe you either get it from the Game Freak employee or the Professor Juniper's dad.
Hmm.
What would a shiny of you be? That's a loaded question with a lot of racial implications.
They're releasing PS1 games. PS1, it was completely fine because PS2 had complete backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
There was some of those Final Fantasy...
Nope.
The 2D Final Fantasies that released on PS1 were in the early 2000s. But it didn't matter because you could just slap that in your PS2, no problem.
Yep. Now it's so much harder these days, even when it comes to acquiring the game.
Right. Even like to like an extent of Xbox is pretty great. There is a good amount of Xbox 360 games on my shelf that I can put in my Series X that will just play.
Yep.
But there's other like actions from Microsoft that also contradict it in backwards compatibility. So we'll see where it goes. Or like physical media in general. That's it. Because like you can still buy games on the 360 marketplace and then play them on your modern system.
Yep.
Yeah, PS4, the CEO at the time was very much against backwards compatibility as it was considered a small like audience for it that wanted it. Which in that regard, that's more about they can't monetize it and make a lot of money out of it.
Exactly.
And at that point, developing the emulators, Microsoft put a lot of money and hard research into
backwards
even as the developers with all of the blueprints of how their hardware worked. It was still a lot of money and R&D in developing the way Xbox Series plays the old games.
It's really funny with Nintendo stuff because it's like none of their stuff has been backwards compatible until like the Wii U.
Right. But then they were at the forefront of emulators. There's N64 emulation on GameCube.
Yep. Oh yeah, the Wii. The Wii also had backwards compatibility with GameCube. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And DS, the 3DS to DS.
Yeah, handheld was fine.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you could play Game Boy. You could play Game Boy games on a Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Color and Game Boy games on a Game Boy Advance. They did do backwards compatibility, just not with home
it was just
consoles.
mostly the handhelds until the Wii.
Did Steven mod his Wii U to do GameCube? Yeah, because the Wii software is still there.
Yep.
And Wii can run GameCube. It just can't read the discs.
Now, for people as picky as me, because I have to not only record that stuff and zoom in on it, the colors are wrong on GameCube on Wii. You're not on Wii U. If you play a GameCube game on your Wii U, there's like a chroma shift, and it's fucking infuriating.
I guess that's
for the casual player, you will never notice or care.
But as someone who has to stare at comparison shots between different versions, you definitely know.
Yeah, I can't in good faith like show like Tales of Symphonia on GameCube and then the PS2 version, and you can see that the hue difference of Lloyd's outfit is completely different. Like that's like distracting and not part of the point. Like with the visual difference. So it like bugs me. It's the same thing with aspect ratios and comparing them.
Which is why you had to get the retro tank.
Right. That at least like helps with PS2. The PS2 and the PS2 emulators and PS2 games on PS3 will output at the same aspect ratio, but that aspect ratio is a squashed aspect ratio because your CRT is supposed to stretch that analog signal a little bit. So for every PS2 game, they aren't the correct aspect ratio without some sort of editing. It's a lot easier to just do that on the RetroTink hardware. Then it's a lot easier to just get the correct aspect ratio than like worry about it in post or do it in like OBS. OBS would be a good solution, but
I fiddled with like none of the settings on my RetroTink as well. It just looks good.
Yeah, it's very plug and play.
Yeah, it just looks good by default out of the box.
Yeah, by all means you can just do that. For the sake of like, again, when it's comparing, you have to worry about all like the color range stuff and options that it has, which is a lot. And that's also like hell to figure out. And did you know the GameCube has dithering?
I did not know that.
Wind Waker has dithering if you play it in or like if you see it through like the best possible like component signal, it has dithering.
Interesting.
On a GameCube, you can use Homebrew to disable it.
Nope.
You can't do that on Wii. So it was kind of annoying. And when I had like some third-party component cables, and I thought it was just like noise, and then I got good component cables for the Wii, and no, that's dithering. Yeah, there's just dithering in some games. And Dolphin doesn't emulate that. There is a Dolphin video output option. It's the software renderer. If you use the software renderer in Dolphin, it doesn't run well. It's not meant for running well, but that does accurately show the dithering.
That's wild though. I wonder if they caught that while they were developing Dolphin. So dithering is when there's like a limited color palette that can be shown on screen. It'll use like different colors in sort of like a stippled pattern, like a hatching pattern, in order to make it seem like there are more colors than there actually are. A lot of older games use this.
Yeah, it'll be like a checkerboarding.
Much easier to see on it. Yeah, you can't see it on a CRT; it just blends in. It's much easier to see on an LCD screen. But you're not meant to see it, is the thing. It's supposed to just look like the colors are fused together.
And on emulation solutions, usually they can. In Dolphin, it's very good. It's very good in Dolphin because I didn't even know it had it. Usually you'll get like color banding or some sort of artifacts when you try to get rid of the dithering. That's a huge issue known with Silent Hill because of the fog. That's like a notorious thing with it. Because it causes bad color banding to try to get rid of that. But in Dolphin, I mean, unless you're playing on a very good component, the HT Retrovision component cables, right? You're not even gonna know. I had no idea until I was trying to, when I was streaming Wind Waker, because the last Wind Waker randomizer I did on real hardware.
What about aliasing? So anti-aliasing like doesn't work on older games just because the pixels are too big, and the pixels are too big and there's not enough colors. That's why dithering is a factor.
Right. But yeah, if you have original GameCube and you can soft mod it, that's all you need, and you can get rid of the dithering. I first noticed it in Baten Kaitos, because that was interesting. It was the first time I've seen a GameCube game use that, and that's when it was like, I played it on emulator first, just to see if it was there. Or like I played it on emulator a bit, and then I played it on real hardware, and I'm like, oh god, this game has dithering for effects. I can't present Dolphin. Dolphin's not accurate. So that was like, get the component cables and present this as best as I can.
I remember when you sent me, was it Mega Man X on your retro tag, and you were like, is this emulated or is this on hardware? And I could not tell the difference.
Right, it was PS2. And I did that again with Persona, because I keep trying to do it, but people catch on. So I was flipping between Persona 3 on Persona 3 running in PCFX2 and Hello Raid.
Oh, who's raiding me? Negative Pro, thank you for the raid. Thief.
There is Persona 3 on PCSX2. And then having it on real hardware, and I was flipping between the two. And the way PCSX2 smooths out text is not like accurate to hardware, and actually it just looks worse. Like there's no combinations of settings at native resolution. There's no combinations of settings in PCSX2 where it's going to match how good it looks on real hardware. So it just looks blurrier. It looks blurrier and the text doesn't look right. But you're not gonna notice unless you're really nitpicky about it like I am. Or also in my case, it's because I have to show it.
Right.
So it's not like doing it justice to show it in a compromised state like that.
This Quagsire, I tell you what, is not getting in the ball.
Yeah, it's again, it's in older games. They have essentially a almost transparent checkerboard pattern, and it's used to, when there's a limited color palette, it enables you to get more colors out of it.
Please don't wake up. I'm gonna have to use an Ultra Ball on this one. Please don't wake up. Thank goodness.
That's the purpose of it, is getting more colors.
Yep.
Because the
older consoles had limited color palettes.
Yep.
Wasn't it like God, what was the name of the like Naughty Dog like invented a new way to animate 3D models to make like the sort of like stretching and squashing effects in like Crash Bandicoot?
Nope.
The Vertex stuff, it would have to do with Vertex.
Yeah, I think they did like, I think they were the ones who sort of like pioneered the Vertex animation in video games.
They probably pioneered it, yeah. And that's impressive because as they've talked about it, the PS1 development sucked for Western studios as the documentation was not well translated.
Oh yeah.
So them managing what they did, or any Western studio doing what they did on PS1, is nothing short of impressive. Yeah, vertices, yeah. Yeah, nothing short of impressive because they just could not read that. And there was a lot of like guesswork.
Guesswork and trial and error and ugh.
That's really why the first Crash was as like camera down and limited what's on screen as it was.
Meanwhile, with modern
and then
AAA
they
games,
figured it out over time.
Meanwhile, with modern AAA games, the color palettes are limited to green, brown, and gray. It's come a long way since the Xbox 360 era, where realism was brown.
Right.
Brown, bloom, and lens flare. That was what you had with the 360 era of realism.
Tekken 3 had mocap. Tekken 3 had mocap that was so good they kept using it until Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. Some of that mocap is still there since Tekken 3.
I want to go back and play like one of those old 360 games just so I could just see how, if it's as dismal as I remember it being. If
right,
it's just as
like those COD maps would be a good example.
Depressingly looking.
Mm-hmm.
COD wasn't that bad, as I remember. Gears of War, on the other hand.
Oh, Gears of War, yeah.
Like, I feel like they could, if they told me nowadays that it was an artistic choice, I'd probably believe them. But I'd still, like, there's still, like, doubt in my mind about that. GTA 4 was pretty brown.
Bingo!
Yeah.
And a Queen, think of the 30 months of Tier 1.
At the very least, it was drab.
Yep. No, colors aren't real. Everything is depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Quagsire isn't in items. Quagsire is a Pokemon.
Nope.
5 more for the night. We'll end on the spooky number.
I can't get over how good some modern games look, and I never like looked at them as closely. Though I did recently look into dynamic super resolution, or DSR, where you even if you have a 1080p monitor, but you have a graphics card capable of more, it will essentially fake a higher resolution, and then you can just use DLSS to put it back to the resolution you want, like back to 1080p, and it still looks better because DLSS is made for those higher resolutions.
Interesting. So
if
wait, so how does it fake the higher resolution to make it look better?
I mean, the AI just doesn't have as much work to do.
Interesting.
So it just, like, it definitely shows, like, a game running, you know, because they use TAA, anti-aliasing and everything, and that makes it look, and that makes most modern games look blurry. But a 1080p game with TAA will not look as good as a game that's
running
rendering at
a
higher resolution using DLSS to be actually 1080p, and it'll just look so sharp. So I've been so blown away by Like a Dragon. That game looks incredible.
I Can't
And
wait.
it's like the same thing
can't wait
with,
until I get my new graphics card.
Yeah. They looked really good on like Series X and PS5 and everything. And that's what bothered me. It's like this is still a 1080p TV and like console games look sharper than what I can get on my PC that's a lot more expensive and better hardware. And that looking into DSR kind of fixed it. I could have done it a while ago, but DSR is frustrating with a ultra wide monitor. Because if it tries to fake, what would happen is the graphics card tries to fake a higher resolution, but this monitor technically takes 4K. It just takes 4K at 24 hertz. So trying to fake a resolution, it would just round it up to 4K at 24 hertz.
Oh, that's rough.
So I found you have to use this software to essentially tell it that it doesn't support 4K. And now it works. I don't like having to just change monitor resolution for every game. The results are so good, I think it's worth it, but still, it's a pain to do that. So, but I mean, if you have like a 1440p monitor, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I'm actually running. They're not in 3 different resolutions, but they could run 3 different resolutions. I'm running technically 4 with the Elgato prompter, but I've got a 1080p monitor, a 1440p monitor running at 1080p, and a 4K monitor.
Yeah, it would be easier to say a game is going to look better on a 1080p game will look better on a 1440p monitor that's DLSS to 1080 than it will just running natively at 1080 on a 1080 monitor.
Interesting. Is it how does the game run comparatively versus going for the anti-aliasing?
You still need like power for it, but I mean, if you could run it like natively at 1080p, then you're fine. Doing the extra work's not a big deal. The DLSS is still helping a lot there. It's just like that's where the actual benefit is. I did have it help with RE4. RE4 performance is nice. Enable it system wide. Yeah, you can. Because some games don't recognize your fake resolution, like RE4, so you have to set your monitor to the fake resolution. It doesn't work with RE4 Remake natively. It doesn't work with Halo Infinite because Halo Infinite doesn't have a full screen option. That's the other thing, is you got to do full screen.
Halo Infinite is that full screen? Is it just like borderless window?
Yep, that's it.
That's wild.
No exclusive full screen. So it's just in my immediate experience, it's just easier to just set your monitor to the fake resolution. Tekken 8 supports it, but it's also just easier to just it's also just easier to just set the monitor resolution to that. There's a lot of fighting games where I have to change my monitor to 1080p because they don't support ultra wide.
I'm thinking of getting. So I've got my keyboard and my mouse hooked into the USB switch, so I could switch between my gaming PC and my streaming PC.
Yeah.
Problem is, if I'm gaming and I need my keyboard and I need to type something on my other computer, if I switch it back, sometimes they'll screw up how it like displays and functions on the other computer.
Nope.
So like, the perfect example is Lethal Company. If I switch back and forth between those while Lethal Company is active, it'll show a mouse cursor in the center of my screen regardless, and won't move it until I quit and restart the game.
God.
I wonder.
Because to be fair, no one in QA is testing that.
Right. But
so it sucks.
So I think a solution would be to get a Stream Deck XL and map the buttons to be individual keys.
I would just get 2 keyboards at that point. At that point.
Well, I wouldn't use the Stream Deck XL exclusively as a keyboard, though. I'd use it like with all the other stuff that I use it for, but if I need to type stuff on the other computer, then I'd be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, and with ultra wide, I'm not even looking for like games to use the space, I don't mind the letterboxing. It's when you know how you anchor things. Some elements of a game won't be anchored correctly to 16:9. So in Guilty Gear Strive, when you're in a lobby, a lot of the UI is screwed up because it's trying to go into the empty space.
Ooh.
And also it will there's little pop-up things above characters' heads, and where the button icons that tell you press A to interact, those are out of place because they're anchored to the monitor and not 16:9.
Oh, that's rough.
And Grand Blue Fantasy is like that too.
So, just all the ArcSys games.
Yeah, I don't think there's any of them that really do it perfectly. They're fine in match. French bred games, so Under Night and Melty. Well, they fixed it with Melty Blood, but in Under Night, it will just stretch to ultra wide.
The only thing I know
so
about
I
Melty
have to
Blood,
just set my monitor.
The only thing I know about Melty Blood is Neko Arc.
That's fair.
I don't remember what it was.
Worked.
I got recommended on my YouTube these cutscenes from from a game that Neko Arc was in, and it was 4 different Neko Arcs talking in a bar.
Yeah.
I don't know what game that was though.
Oh, that's from a movie.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the same universe as Fate.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Nope.
stuff between the Fate series and Melty. Yeah, Fate and Tsukihime.
Grand Carnival, that's what it was.
Or Carnival Phantasm. Yep, it had yeah, it's a I wouldn't say crossover, it's just straight the same universe, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I love that.
It is fun. It is.
The think
it
fast.
Is funny. More people know Neko Arc rather than Arc. The character herself.
I love that one video where it's the scout flashbanging. Think fast, chuckle nuts. Beep! Is Dan in Street Fighter 6?
No.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't in 5 for a very long time.
So it might be DLC later.
Yeah, probably.
Has Dan ever been viable?
I mean, at 5, they're made with competitiveness in mind. Dan wasn't as bad in 5 or even 4.
I imagine making a DLC joke character might be looked down upon.
Yeah, I mean, Neko Arc used to in the first Melty, she was tiny. She had a tiny hurt box, and that was to her advantage. But she has a regular one in Type Lumina.
All right.
So still a joke character, just in a joke character in her what the hell she does in her moveset.
Mm-hmm. If this is the shiny, that means I've officially sold my soul to Satan.
Let's go.
Ultimate Marvel 3 Phoenix Wright is the only real joke character I'd say that was actually designed to be fully capable. I mean, he was designed to be functional. I wouldn't say he's a joke character though.
Oh, he's a joke character, yeah.
Really?
But yeah, he is very capable, yeah. 100% a joke character, yeah. Like, not even to a degree of, like, Frank West, right? But Frank West still, like, physically did things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but Phoenix... Yeah, that's right. Phoenix Wright has really done nothing physical.
Yep. But it's part of what makes him viable, and it's really good.
Joke characters in MVC3 become gods when they fulfill the requirements. Yeah, Phoenix Wright especially. You know, the full screen attacks when you've got all the evidence and you hit someone with an objection.
Yeah. Complicated work. Not the most complicated fighting game mechanic I've seen, but it's up there as, like, unique. The most unique one. If anyone's played Persona 3 but they don't know about 3 Arena, Junpei is a baseball player in Persona 3 Arena, or Persona 4 Arena, Ultimax specifically. Junpei's in there and he's a baseball player, and it's is immediately the most unique fighting game character I can think of. Where you have UI at the bottom of the screen and you have to manage filling your bases. I think that, like, showed the UI, and I had Max explain it to me, and I can't explain it. I can't fully explain it. I
do find it funny how, like, they ran Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at EVO this past year, right?
The last one, yeah.
Yeah. Did they run Infinite?
No. No, nope. Infinite's been dead for a while.
Okay. They're not even
There's
trying
no one
anymore.
to play it. Yeah.
Disney destroyed that game's roster.
Yeah, unfortunate, like, mandate shit.
Good lord. Yeah, we didn't get the Quagsire on 666. So, good news is I still have my soul.
Right on.
The bad news is that we're done for the night. Right on. I keep my soul. I should say, God damn it! First thing that greets me when I switch my screen back over to... When I switch my screen back over to the monitor.
It'd be a good button to put on the Steam Deck, and also it will just be the button on the Steam Deck itself.
Just make that an emote. I'll make it a perfectly square emote just cropping out the face. Listen, can you believe... Can you believe that this grew into this?
I honestly could if you put glasses on it. Yeah. Like, that's the first most jarring thing, is the glasses you had in college, too.
That's true, yeah. I think I wore contacts that day. It's the eye shape. It really is. Oh, man. Alright. Let's see if we got any fan art, and then we'll find somebody to raid and call it and all that jazz. And then new hats. I've seen the Meatball Tom. What is this for? What game was this for? Terraria. Somebody... Be Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. I'll just pull it up on the screen right now.
It's a really good name.
Made a mod that replaces the boss roars in Terraria with the Tom screen. So
that's really good.
Go check that out.
Because you play Terraria,
right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Replace, like, the intro text to, like, the boss coming in just with, I'm Tom. It just in the bottom left says, I'm Tom, and then in the distance it comes in.
Got a few new ones. One from Jack's pool. With us playing sports ball. Football's a sport. Oh, that's my VTuber throwing the orb with me in it. Okay. Then we got Bubblegum Cal's my gender bent VTuber as a cheerleader. She stick the leggy. Now I'm imagining cheerleader Autumn, and Bubblegum Cal said, "There you go." And finally, from Bubblegum Cal, my next VTuber outfit revealed when I revealed my blue Twitch, the birthday suit. I love the censor bro that just says dong. And finally, some more Quagsires from Steel Bouncer. Got so many. We got one that's eating, one that's crushed, one that's underground, a few normal ones, one that's being squished here, a tall one that's smoking weed, one that's screaming, one that's face down dead, one with a top hat and a monocle, one that's Zorro, one with very shiny teeth, one that's an Among Us bean, and one that's the Meatball Man.
Very good, Plankton's family.
Oh my goodness. Is that all of them? Were there anything else? No. Okay. Boop, back to intermission. And boop, finding ourselves somebody to raid. Sheldon G. Plankton. All right, Homestar is live. Oh. You want to talk about tedious tasks in Pokemon? Tedious tasks in Pokemon that require hundreds upon thousands of attempts. We're gonna raid Krendor, who's doing Kaizo Ironmon. He's at 6,238 attempts. Give him some of that Tomminess love, and I'll see you all back here. What's tomorrow? Monday? I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'll be back on Tuesday, either for Baldur's Gate or Fire Emblem Engage. See y'all then. Later.
Later.
Oh, and Mario plus Rabbids is back. There's a new episode in the channel right now.